Good Friday afternoon. Welcome to the Voice of Ocala on a overcast, but then sunny, and then overcast, and then sunny, and then overcast Friday afternoon, which pretty much means if you live in the Brick City Beautiful, Ocala, Florida, or in Marion County, it's just another summer day that we're used to. If it's raining on you now, wait 5 minutes. It'll rain on us. It won't be raining on you. I'm Tom Schmitz here with you in the first hour. Buddy Martin en route with Hall of Fame quarterback Terry Bradshaw. They will be in studio from 4 to 6 today, a live broadcast. We have stadium seating being put up out front as we speak for you to come and view the proceedings. You'll be able to hear the radio show outside in the bleacher area. That'll be taking place at 4 o'clock today. We'll tell you about our summer membership, Golden Ocala Summer Membership Program. If you'd like to have a chance to become a member at Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club, a golf membership, we will be giving one away the day after Memorial Day, the 26th of May. We will be giving away a free golf membership. And here's how you get involved. You go to Buddy Martin, the Voice of Ocala Facebook page, Buddy Martin, the Voice of Ocala Facebook page. Find the Golden Ocala post where it explains the Golden Ocala membership drive. And you just write in the comment section, I want to be a member. Your name will then go into a drawing, and if we draw your name out on that day, you will be a summer member at Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club, the most prestigious golf club in all of North Central Florida, in my opinion. That's all you got to do. And if that doesn't work for you, go to Tom at WOCA. Send me an email, tom at WOCA.com. Say, I want to be a member. Tom, T is in Tom, O is in obnoxious, M is in me, at WOCA.com. That's all it takes to be a member. Joe Martone huffing and puffing, working hard out there in front of everybody. You can send Joe an email, too, and just say, Joe, I know you got to put up with Tom on a regular basis. Sorry. You send him that. Dan, you're going to put that there? You're going to put it? Okay, Dan's in the studio getting ready for Terry Bradshaw. But right now it is Ask the Cops, brought to you by Daniel L. Hightower, lawyer fighting for accident victims' justice since 1976. In the studio today is the man in charge of the county, the sheriff of Marion County, Chris Blair. Sheriff, how are you?
I'm doing fine, Tom. How are you doing?
Well, let's turn your mic on. See, I've only been doing this 4 years. It's no big deal.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine.
You know, 4 years. I can hear you.
Huh?
I can hear you before, just nobody else could.
I got you. Okay. Is everybody doing well,
And
I hope?
I hope so. And you have a guest with you, and I always mess her name up. It's the Public Information Officer, Lauren Letelier. Is that right?
Oh, that's pretty good.
That's not right, though, is it?
I'm a little impressed. Yeah,
Well,
no, it's Letelier. Yeah.
Yeah, Letelier. See, I never get it right.
Lauren's a lot easier.
Lauren is, you know.
Laurenell.
And let's be honest. The show has been classed up quite a bit by having her in the room, okay? Let's just clear that up.
I'm trying to help you with your ratings.
Yeah, hey, look here. You've classed it up a lot by having her here, I'll tell you that.
Hey, I even dressed up for you.
Well, I see. Well, you have an engagement. You're going to be here when Terry Bradshaw gets here, but you have an engagement to go to as well that we can't talk about. But you got an engagement you got to go to.
Don't scare me. We cannot talk about it.
We can't talk about it.
Yeah,
we can't talk about
it. It's a surprise.
Yeah, if we ain't, you see, you done told more than you should right there. So now Lauren is your PIO or Public Information Officer. Lauren, what does a public information officer do?
A public information officer is someone who goes out to the public and kind of informs them about what's going on in their community every day. What I do mostly is, most of my day is to deal with the media, as wonderful as that sounds.
It is a wonderful thing to deal with me on a daily basis.
Absolutely. So I deal with the media every day, and I send out all the reports and let them know about what's going on. And we have been using a lot of outlets to do that now. You know, with social media and everything, the role of a public information officer has evolved so much, and we use all kinds of tools to get our message out to the public.
You do. I said something to the sheriff about a month and a half, 2 months ago about one of the things I like about the Facebook page that you have at the sheriff's department is I can go, and they're on the screen and a view on a streaming. It's not streaming, but on a podcast type deal. There's Lauren's bright and shining face telling us about the scumbags in the county.
With Captain Pogue.
With Captain Pogue as well.
Yeah.
And you know, that like, I didn't know, y'all did, it wasn't you that did it. Captain Pogue did it. I think it was probably 7 or 8 months ago. He did an informative thing on there that I didn't realize I had the option to do. He did an explanation, a little 5-minute thing of how to go find sexual offenders using a computer and see where they live near you.
And now we have an application, a Marion County Sheriff's Office application for
You have an app.
We have an app for your phone, your tablet, anything you have, and you can go on there and find out. You know, you can see mug shots, you can see where all the sexual offenders and predators may be located near you, if they are, and you can see the weather, which would be so important for today.
Today it would be.
And, you know, you can see everything. Any kind of updates for warrants people were looking for. It's a wonderful thing you can put on your phone, and you can stay in tune with us.
Now, Sheriff Blair, you've been in law enforcement well over 30 years.
A long time.
Right.
Exactly right.
You've been
over 37.
You've been a lawman before you were a sheriff and were a lawman / politician. You were a lawman first.
Absolutely.
And foremost.
And still
Absolutely.
is, actually.
Well, that's what I say. He's a lawman / politician, but lawman first.
Absolutely.
And you've seen this job of yours evolve.
Absolutely.
You've seen it where fingerprints with the little glass eye looking at them to try to find ridges was the top of the line stuff.
That was the old days.
To now you have all these outlets to get your message out. How much easier does it make your job having all these outlets? I mean, when I say outlets, I mean the app and the internet and Facebook and Twitter and your kiosk you have in different places around town. How much easier, if at all, does that make your job?
Oh, I think it's just so much easier. You know, what has really helped us with, just the kiosk alone. I mean, we put something out there real quick, and then we get someone identified, pick them up, and we take them to the 5-star motel, and that's where they wind up at. But what's important is you talk about sex offenders and predators. If we have one move into our community, we put him on there or her on there, so that
which is good knowledge for me.
Absolutely, which we can educate the public with, and so they know that they moved in our community, and and hopefully they move out of our community. And I've been hearing that too since we've been posting them, so it's good news.
Well, I tell you, and you've told this story before on our airwaves. Every time I think about it, it makes me laugh because I go into Gateway Bank. That's where I bank at, and there's a kiosk in Gateway Bank.
Absolutely.
As you're standing at the teller line, you look to the left right there, and there's a kiosk. So as you're waiting for your transaction to get done, I watch that kiosk. And every time I watch that kiosk, I'm reminded that kiosk, within the first couple of weeks you had them up, people come knocked on the 5-star hotel and said, "Hey, I'm here. I was on your picture. Don't look for me. I'm turning myself in."
I'm on the kiosk and get me off the kiosk. So that's what we do. And as soon as they turn themselves in, within a minute or two, we can remove them.
See, and that's just just that in itself. Make people who know they're offenders, know that they broke the law, know that they have active warrants out for themselves, see themselves in that kiosk and say, "Well, it's probably better if I go turn myself in if somebody calls and they have to come get me."
Or Tom, even missing persons. I do a lot of the missing persons updates on the kiosks, and I can do it from my iPhone. In 2 seconds, I can have a missing kid who...
Amber alerts, silver alerts, all of them.
Silver alerts, anybody we need to find right now, we put it on the kiosk, and I can do it in a matter of minutes.
We're going to take a break. It is Ask the Cops, brought to you by Daniel L. Hightower, lawyer fighting for accident victim justice since 1976. We have Sheriff Chris Blair of the Marion County Sheriff's Office and Lauren Letellier, the Public Information Officer for the Marion County Sheriff's Office. When we come back, skimmers. It's a real big problem in our area. We'll talk about those next, right here on the Voice of Ocala. Ask the Cops, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local. The Source.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life, from everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's national magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz.
Hi, I'm State Farm agent Angie Lewis. Come see me and my team for all your insurance and financial needs in the beautiful downtown historic district, 416 East Fort King Street, or call 291-2444.
Hello, I'm Dawn Lovell, lead event designer and owner at Party Time Rentals. Have you ever wondered what it takes to make an event spectacular? Well, look no further. It's what we do every day, whether you're hosting an intimate dinner for 10 or a gala for thousands. At Party Time Rentals, we find just the right style and elegance to make your event a success. Our extensive inventory of the finest in chandeliers, tents, crystal, china, and specialty items is featured in our fabulous showroom. Stop by and say hello. It's a great way to get ideas for an event and experience for yourself how you can make your party time special.
Party Time Rentals, located on Southwest 10th Street, just off Route 200 in Ocala, and off Southwest 34th Street in Gainesville. For more information, call 352-629-8858. That's 352-629-8858. The party begins at Party Time.
Right on the southwestern corner of the square sits one of the finest dining establishments in Florida, Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood Restaurant. Mark's offers big city dining amenities in a charming and small town setting. It's a rare treat to experience both the ambiance and the exquisite cuisine in a friendly atmosphere. Ocala's finest restaurant serves the finest beef, the freshest seafood, premium wines, and naturally fresh vegetables. From valet parking to splendid service, Mark's offers the complete package. Check it out today. Mark's Prime Seafood and Steakhouse Restaurant.
Are you wasting hundreds or thousands of dollars on termite retreat fees? If you're not with Turner Pest Control, you probably are. Turner Pest Control offers the industry's only termite and pest control package that never charges retreat fees, ever. You can get started today for only $99. This is a value of $500 or more. This includes treatments, installation of monitoring stations, quarterly pest control, and a lifetime guarantee, all for an unbelievable low $99. Even if you have another pest control provider, visit turnerpest.com to find out how you can avoid paying those high termite retreat fees.
On Mondays, AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will be speaking to Bern Pareso. She is our medical correspondent.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events served bite-sized.
And then Dr. John Ward is coming on. He's going to talk about the importance of hepatitis C testing.
Dr. Roger Hurst is an ordained Reform rabbi with a doctorate in Middle Eastern history. He's written a book called Nunavut, an Arctic thriller novel.
And then Matt Gibbs will be here from Sunrise Automotive. He'll be here answering your car questions on auto repair with personal care.
Sue Monk Kidd is an award-winning New York Times best-selling author. Her new book is titled The Invention of Wings.
And then Jane Wilkins-Michael is coming on. She's the host of the Jane Wilkins-Michael radio show, speaking about Long Live You. It's a book she wrote. It's your step-by-step plan to look and feel better than before. All of that plus fun with Joe on Mondays, AM Ocala Live, right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking, will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Pozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
Welcome back to the Voice of Ocala. Ask the Cops, brought to you by Daniel L. Hightower, lawyer. See, I almost said attorney. Brought to you by Daniel L. Hightower, lawyer, fighting for accident victim justice since 1976. Joined by Sheriff of Marion County, Chris Blair, and Public Information Officer Lauren Letellier here in studio. Lauren, this isn't your first foray into radio, though, is it?
Not really. It's kind of a little bit of a reminder.
Lauren, by the way, Sheriff, not only is she pretty good at police officer stuff, for as far as sports go, she got a pretty good handle on that, too. I'd stack her up against any guy that thinks he's a sports aficionado. I'd run with Lauren in that category too, and say, go ahead.
First time I've actually heard that, so
she's very.
That's great.
Let me tell you, she may tell you a thing or two about some sports you probably didn't know. She's well versed.
Probably knows Terry Bradshaw and hasn't told us that.
She may have him on speed dial. You never know.
They were asking me if I wanted to stay afterwards, but I was like, it's just another one of the football players.
Just another quarterback.
Yeah.
Now,
my wife would not say that. Okay? So I just have to reassure you of that.
For those that don't know, Lauren is a native of Marion County.
Yes, I am.
Been here, grew up here, grew up
on a 160-acre farm in Citra, Florida.
Beauty queen, by the way. She hates when people say that,
goodness.
But beauty queen.
Yeah, that was
when she was 18, was 17, 18 years old.
Well, I was the international Brangus queen when I was 16. In the cattle world, that's very well.
That's a huge deal.
Oh, a big deal. But then I went to Miss USA competitions and stuff.
So
that's new stuff too. So she don't tell you any of that.
See, and she didn't want me to tell you that, Sheriff. That's why I'm letting you know.
I'm learning a lot. You keep pulling it out, okay? You're doing a good job on your interview skills.
When she walked in, she was like, "Oh yeah, this is Tom's radio
station."
We go.
Oh boy. All right.
So let's talk about a problem that's prevalent in our community right now, Sheriff. The kangaroos have been stricken quite a bit. And not because kangaroos are any more lax than anybody else. There just happens to be more kangaroos in our town, it seems, than any other gas station. But the skimmers that are being inserted in, and these aren't the old-timey skimmers that they would put in the slot where you just slide it through. These are actually high-tech where they go inside the machine.
And they're Bluetooth, too.
Right, and they plug the skimmers in, and then they just sit in a car, 50 yards away and sit there and just get your information through Bluetooth.
They capture the information off your card, your credit card, and then they can take it and do a lot of damage.
Credit card and the zip code, and they can do a lot of damage.
They absolutely can do a lot of damage. And, so we're just trying to educate the citizens out there. And what's important is that, we've got that red tape. We encourage the service stations and convenience stores to actually have them put on their pumps, and if anyone out there sees one where it's cut, certainly we want them to report it.
Well, I know that the service station near where I live, which happens to be a Kangaroo, 441 and 326, I'm pretty good friends with the manager of that one, and it's a manager's decision, of course. He changes it every 72 hours, goes out whether the tape's been cut or not, and puts a new tape with a new date on it every 72 hours.
That's wonderful.
So he can keep on top of that. Now, is this something I'm sure this is an active investigation. Has there been any progress in this that you can tell us about on these searches for skimmers?
I'm going to have Lauren speak to the search warrant that was just conducted here in the county. She can speak to that a little bit.
Well, in Ocala Park Estates, there was a search warrant that was conducted at a house there by the Department of Homeland Security, and we assisted them if they needed any help or anything, but it wasn't our case. They were there to do a search of that residence for any kind of skimming activity there because they suspected them of gas card skimmers and of stealing multiple some gas from different people. So that investigation, they weren't there at the residence at the time that the search warrant was done, but they were able to get some evidence for their investigation. So I just thought that was very interesting that all came. We've heard so much about gas card skimmers, all across the entire nation. I mean, they're having problems with it. So it's interesting to see that the Department of Homeland Security has taken a move on that.
And I think the other thing, too, I think just recently, out of Tallahassee, they went and did their own investigation throughout the state trying to locate skimmers. So I think they found somewhere between 70, 80, and there might be a little bit more that were actually in place. So they're taking proactive approaches, too.
It brings up a good point where you said Homeland Security, this was their investigation, their search warrant, but you assisted them. That goes right back to what Major Bavard has said numerous times on the show, Sheriff, when you and Major Bavard have been on here, that the front line of Homeland Security is really the deputy sheriffs and the local police and everything like that. Here it was right here in our community, and you were there with Homeland Security doing these searches. How important is what the eyes and ears of the everyday officer for Homeland Security?
Well, everybody's important out there, no matter whether it's a law enforcement officer or our citizens. We do citizens academies. Everyone is our eyes and ears out there. It's just so vital for people to keep their eyes open and report any suspicious activity. If they get a feeling in the gut that, hey, this don't look right, feel right, we encourage them to report it. Let us check into it. Let us find out if their suspicions were correct. We'd rather investigate and then find out later that they didn't call us and it was something to that, especially with what's going on across our nation.
Well, I saw an article in the Star Banner this morning. It was about the city police, the Ocala City Police, but I suspect that it's the same for you. They went to a shots fired call, a fight and shots fired call. They got there, of course. Nobody knew anything. Nobody could see the witnesses everywhere, but we didn't see anything. We didn't hear anything. We don't know anything. Then some city workers in the area that were working on some utility poles said, no, hold on.
Right. Some additional eyes and ears.
Right. Here's what happened. Here's what we saw. Here's who you're looking for. Here's the car tag number and everything. So they were able to round up the suspect. Then they went back to re-interview the original witnesses, and they were like, nope, we don't know anything. Never heard gunshots. Never. When they knew from the city employees. Do you run into that brick wall a lot of times?
Yeah, I think sometimes, you get some people just don't want to cooperate with law enforcement, and sometimes you have to deal with that. But, here I think the boy was 17 years old, and here he is armed with a handgun in the city of Ocala. So certainly we encourage people to call us and give us information, cooperate with us so that we can take these people off the street because, if he's firing a weapon anywhere in the city of Ocala or the county, he's a danger to innocent people out there, so he needs to be removed from society.
And it does no one a benefit to say, I didn't see anything. I just don't, and maybe it's just me because I don't want to upset anybody. I was raised differently. I was raised that if you see something and you can help bring it to an end, tell somebody what you saw.
Absolutely.
Because that's what helps. And that just doesn't seem to be the case anymore.
Well, we were raised to do the right thing and encourage us to get involved. And I think a lot of people have taken a different step back and said, look, I'm not getting involved because of time and things of that nature. So we just got to continue to educate our citizens out there to do the right thing and to get involved so that we can keep our community safe.
And that goes right into why it's important to have people like Lauren on staff, that her job is to work with media, because there's so many outlets. There's TV, there's radio, there's social media, there's blog sites, there's going out to town hall meetings. Those town hall meetings you do, that people say, well, why do we need a public information officer? We can just read the newspaper, but you have to get the message of the sheriff department out.
That's right. I used to be a reporter for WCJB TV 20, and the only people I would call would be my public information officers. That's where I got my information from. That's where the credible information came from. So when I became a public information officer, I realized how much my credibility really is very important to have. And people, they come to you, the public information officers, and they're so important, especially during a time of crisis. They are able to organize the media and the frenzy and message out.
I have in my phone the cell phone of Sheriff Chris Blair. I have the cell phone of Chief of Police Greg Graham.
A lot of people do.
I call Captain Pogue and the PIO at the police department when I don't want to know anything, because while they're great lawmen and they're both the top person at their departments, they got so much going on, they might not know all the information the PIO knows.
Yeah.
I mean,
PIO is a huge central source, and it's a way of organizing the message that's out.
Well, it's very important to get the message out. Speaking of messages, we're going to talk about, when we come back, a message that was sent last night as you had a candlelight vigil that took place last night. The message that was sent last night, and some staggering numbers that tell me another message. We'll talk about those after the break. You're listening to the Voice of Ocala. Terry Bradshaw, Buddy Martin in here at 4 o'clock this afternoon. If you'd like to come view, we have bleachers set up outside with the radio playing outside so you can listen. Terry Bradshaw, Hall of Fame quarterback with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Buddy Martin in at 4 o'clock. I'm Tom Schmitz. We're going to take a break. We'll come back next with more Ask the Cops, brought to you by Daniel L. Hightower, lawyer fighting for accident victim justice since 1976. You're listening to 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local. The Source.
There's a car accident in this country every 5 seconds. That's why Allstate thinks it's time for an entirely different kind of car insurance, with features like accident forgiveness and a safe driving bonus. It's called Your Choice Auto, and it's only from Allstate. Are you in good hands?
You deserve better. Sign up for Your Choice Auto from Allstate. Call the McDonald Agency today at 622-2333.
Features are optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Insurance, Northbrook, Illinois. Do you remember when summer was a celebration? You know, no schools, no worries, just days packed with your favorite pastime. It was the splendid season you dreamed of all year long. But as you got older and busier, the summer seemed to lose its sparkle. Where did those carefree days go? Well, they're closer than you think. Summer's still sensational at Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club, where you can come out and play the grown-up way with our affordable summer memberships. Enjoy our championship golf course celebrating the game's greatest holes, hard-true tennis courts, and a state-of-the-art fitness center. Explore our stately 77,000 square foot clubhouse and unwind at our relaxing spa. Don't forget the pool! It's a summer unlike any other, and it's yours with a Golden Ocala summer membership. You can call Golden Ocala at 629-6229 to inquire about a summer membership, or you can visit goldenocala.com to learn more. That's goldenocala.com.
May is Watch Month. It's also a time to start thinking about that special graduate in your life. A terrific line of watches at Gauss & Son Jewelers will make the perfect gift for that graduate. Rolex, Tag Heuer, Phillips Stein. For graduation, birthdays, anniversaries, check out the line of fine watches and jewelry at Gauss & Son Jewelers just to say I love you. Gauss & Son Jewelers, the oldest Rolex jeweler in Central Florida. Downtown Ocala for 65 years.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. The president pays tribute to the Marines who died in a chopper crash during a Nepal relief mission.
They represent a truth that guides our work around the world. When our friends are in need, America helps.
President Obama at the National Peace Officers Memorial Service, also honoring the service of police officers who died in the line of duty.
Deeply grateful we are for your loved one's sacrifice.
The president also referenced tensions between police and a number of inner-city communities, saying the country needs to heal the rifts that exist between law enforcement and the people they risk their lives to protect.
Fox Radio's John Decker. Drought-parched Southern California getting a second round of a rare spring storm. And Google says its self-driving cars will be taking to public roads this summer. They can drive, brake, and recognize road hazards without human help. They can't, however, go more than 25 miles an hour or drive in areas not thoroughly mapped. Fox News, we report, you decide.
It'll be home to 942 bursts of laughter, a 16-pound blackened turkey dinner, and the loudest burp on record. It'll be the site of the most legendary blanket fort ever built. Not to mention the stage of the Great Pillow War of 2016. It'll also be the final resting place of 2 hamsters and one of the sweetest turtles who will ever live. It will see its fair share of broken windows, broken bones, and broken hearts. But first, you have to find it. Start your home search at Zillow.com or on our family of apps. You can view millions of photos, browse historical pricing data, and even sign up for alerts when new homes hit the market. Because you're not just looking for a house. You're looking for a place for your life to happen. Zillow. Find your way home.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Are you tired of not using your home's outdoor space for entertaining or relaxation because of all the bugs and leaves? Consider adding a beautiful screen room or glass enclosure. We are Superior Aluminum and Design, a family-owned and operated business with 20 years experience in the aluminum industry, and we are accredited by the Better Business Bureau. If you appreciate superior workmanship, call Superior Aluminum and Design at 817-8058 or visit us on the web at superiораluminumdesign.com.
R&D Tactical Solutions, Ocala's indoor gun range. 12 climate-controlled, state-of-the-art lanes. R&D Tactical Solutions, full retail store, everything from firearms to CCW classes. Located next to the Supervisor of Elections. Open 9 to 7 weekdays, 9 to 5 Saturdays, and 10 to 4 Sundays. Call 622-7468. R&D Tactical Solutions, Ocala's indoor gun range. Call 622-7468.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line and a new spoiler and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Welcome back to the Voice of Ocala. On a Friday afternoon, Terry Bradshaw, Buddy Martin, en route to the studio. If you'd like to come hang out in the bleachers and listen to the radio show and watch the radio show outside of WOCA studios here at the Paddock Mall, you are free to do so. Got viewer seating set up for you to be able to watch. It is also our Golden Ocala Summer Membership Promotion. If you would like to try to win a free golf membership for the summer to Golden Ocala, go to Buddy Martin, the Voice of Ocala Facebook page. In the comment section under the post about Golden Ocala's summer membership program, right? I want to be a member. You're registered. We'll have that drawing Tuesday after Memorial Day. Someone's going to be a lucky winner of a free golf membership to Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club. But if you don't win, go to goldenocala.com or call 629-6229 to find out more about the golf memberships, the summer golf memberships available, and the summer tennis and spa memberships available. It is Ask the Cops, brought to you by Daniel L. Hightower, lawyer, fighting for accident victims' justice since 1976. In the studio with me today is Sheriff Chris Blair, the Marion County Sheriff's Office, and Public Information Officer Lauren Letellier with the Marion County Sheriff's Office. Sheriff, last night, I saw a lot of officers, friends of mine that I'm friends with. I saw a lot of them in their dress uniforms heading out towards the Veterans Memorial Park across from the McPherson Center. What took place last night out there?
We had the memorial service for our fallen heroes, law enforcement, last night. So we had a large crowd there from our community and as well as other law enforcement agencies throughout the region. Now,
I know that recently fallen Ocala police officer Jared Forsyth, his parents were there for this event.
Yes.
And this is... I know that Jared Forsyth was the first officer that had fallen in the line of duty in the city of Ocala since 1955. But the sheriff's office had somebody fall in the line of duty.
Brian Litz in 2004.
And the Florida Highway Patrol, we lost a Florida Highway Patrol officer last summer.
Chelsea Richard.
Yeah, last summer in a horrific accident.
Chelsea Richard.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. Greg Graham walked by the window and said hello to me, so... the chief of police of Ocala. But you said that there's a rise in officers in the line of duty, the fallen in the line of duty, and you gave me the percentage, and it's shocking, Sheriff.
Well, this is coming from the FBI report, actually dated May 11th this year, 2015.
So this is nationwide.
So it's nationwide. It's recent information that was sent to us, and so, just kind of give you some numbers, there's been an increase of 89% of law enforcement.
89%. that's almost single digits from 100% increase.
You're right, and those numbers in 2013 we had 27 law enforcement officers. This is violent type crimes.
Certainly.
And then versus 51 in 2014.
That were killed.
That were killed. So this is actually the increase.
Like the two New York City officers that senselessly lost their life because the guy walked up because he was angry and shot him.
It was awful.
I mean, that number is shocking. I mean, I could talk a lot, but that number's got me speechless. 89% increase.
89. That's based on the FBI report, and we've had 17 in the South, 14 in the West, 8 in the Midwest, 8 in the Northeast, and Puerto Rico's got 4. So that's where those numbers have been recorded.
Now you see the increase of violence against law enforcement officers, and this is violent crime, but that doesn't take into effect the people who, because I see videos all the time, which is shocking to me, where groups of people decide they can just fight with law enforcement officers. Instead of doing stand still, 4 or 5 people will just jump on 2 officers and go to fighting them and stuff.
Well, I cited those numbers last night. We got 900,000 officers in the United States, across the United States, and 60,000 assaults last year with 16,000 injuries.
60,000 assaults. So I'm pretty good at math. That's if you got 900,000 law enforcement officers, you had 60,000 assaults. That's about 7.5% of all the officers in this country got assaulted last year.
It's a lot.
Almost 10% of the law enforcement officers in this country were assaulted last year.
With 16,000 injuries to those officers. That's the number.
That's almost 2 full percent with injuries. Exactly. People say, well, it's 900,000. What's 2% of 900,000? 16,000. That's a staggering number. That's 16,000 people that were injured, and all they did to get injured was go to work
and do their job.
And do their job.
And do their job, and it's been a dangerous job, but it's becoming more dangerous, and and that's why our public officials certainly got to give us what we need as sheriffs and as chiefs to make sure that we protect our law enforcement officers that are out there protecting the community.
I always, people say, well, I don't trust the police. I don't trust the police. When you call 911 and you need them, you trust them.
That's a fact.
And, you call I don't trust the cop at all. Wait, somebody's shooting at me. Hey, the guy I don't trust, I need you here now. Absolutely. Woman I don't trust, I need you here now.
Well, on the way here, I heard on the radio there was a disturbance going on, and a young lady was being assaulted by a subject, apparently boyfriend, basically assaulting her and throwing her clothes out there. They're getting wet in the rain, and so we had that in progress. I heard the 2 units that were responding to that particular call. I didn't get the outcome because I actually showed up here at the radio station, but we had one in progress when I was arriving here.
And when you have a call like that, because you've been a law enforcement officer for a long time, as you're going to an incident like that, because we always talk about how, well, he shouldn't have done that, or the cop shouldn't have used that kind of force, or he shouldn't have tased this person, he shouldn't have drew his firearm and shot somebody. When you're on your way to a call like that, what are the things going through an officer's head out there?
You got a lot going through your head, and the primary thing is that you got to get there. So, you're responding at probably a higher rate of speed than normal. So, and that's where we lose a lot of our officers, because they are either pursuing or they're traveling to calls at a high rate of speed to try to get there to protect the innocent victim. So that happens. So that's going through your mind of, got to make sure you arrive there safely. And then, you're a human, so you're going to get your anxiety levels are going to go up because you're saying, all right, what am I going into? You really don't know what you're going into. You may have some information, but you have no way of knowing what that individual's going to do or how he's going to react when you arrive on scene. So there is some anxiety for these officers when they arrive on these type calls.
It's a job. It's the problem with the job you do and the job all law enforcement does is it's what we commonly refer to as a thankless job. You don't get a whole lot of thanks for what you do, but when you make a mistake or something goes wrong, as all things do in the human world, we're quick to point out how bad you are at it.
You're absolutely right. I think, and we're looking at body cameras. We've been running a pilot program out there for some time now and just trying to test and see which ones are better than others. And it's always about the storage space and things of that nature along with the cost. So we have to look at that. So there's an opportunity that we may be able to get some. There's a grant out there. There's a matching grant. So we'll be making a presentation to the county commission here in the county, and we've done a PowerPoint, did our homework on it. And so it's, those body cameras, I believe, will protect both sides, the citizen and the law enforcement.
You bring up a good point, though. When everybody says body cameras, because you see some agencies have body cameras, and it's a no-brainer. You think, put a body camera on, then we get to know exactly what's going on the whole time. Exactly. It's not that easy because of the storage of the information. It's not just going out and buying like this camera you guys are on right now live streaming. It's not going out to Staples and buying a $45 camera, putting it on your lapel and say, we're safe now.
You're looking at about $1.2 million right now is what we're looking at, but then you got this reoccurring expense because these cameras are not going to last forever. So once you buy into that program, then cameras have to be replaced. Then you got IT problems because it may break down, software problems. And then you got the other side where, the media, wants public record requests. So that is where you got to hire additional manpower to make sure that you can satisfy them with these reasonable requests. So there's a lot to it.
Because the average Joe just says, put the camera on. How hard is it? Put the camera on. We can see what you're doing. We know whether you're a bad cop or a good cop.
But it costs money.
Everything costs money.
And I'm telling you, the state attorney's office, we just met with them last week, and for them to prosecute a case, the first question they ask our officers is, where's the video? And how good is the video? And where's your body cam? So it's almost becoming, I don't know if I'm going to go this far, but it's becoming a huge part in prosecuting a case. I mean, people want to see video when you're prosecuting somebody.
I know that if there'd have been a body cam in Ferguson, we'd have got to see a whole lot of a 18-year-old attacking a police officer, because that's what eventually the evidence said happened too. But we'd have had a video of it. It probably went a long way into saying, see,
and it may
here was a person.
And it may have saved that officer's career.
It may have.
He went through a lot, and he was acquitted and things of that nature. So
and it may put officers in jail too that are bad officers.
Exactly, and it works both ways, and I think that's where we have to look at it. So we're kind of for them, and I think that's the feedback that we're getting from our troops, the ones that actually have the body cameras out there, very positive.
I bet you would find that while not a lot of times you find the general community sometimes in a disagreement with law enforcement, with body cameras, I bet the community and the law enforcement community and the general community together would agree the county commissioners need to figure out a way to, through grants that y'all are going to introduce to them and everything, need to find out a way to make this happen.
On May 19th, we're going to the Board of County Commissioners for that matching grant to the Department of Justice grant. And so we'll see what we can do in going further in this, and we hope that they will support us in this mission.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll bring you up to date on anything that may be happening at the Sheriff's Department, whether there's some town hall meetings coming up, whether Lauren's just going to go out and stand in the city, in middle of City Square, just like a town crier, tell you some things about the Sheriff's Department. We'll find out all of that as we wrap up hour number 1 of the Voice of Ocala. Ask the Cops, brought to you by Daniel L. Hightower, lawyer, fighting for accident victims' justice since 1976. You're listening to 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local. The Source.
If you've been hearing about the crowded Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill and were worried because you couldn't get in, I've got some good news for you. Seating is now available. While you're there, look up Chef Dave Del Rio. He'll buy you a drink. Now is the time for you to finally see firsthand what your friends are talking about at Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill. Try Chef Dave's tantalizing Louisiana menu. Check out those gorgeous Lake Weir sunsets. Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill on beautiful Lake Weir. Seating now available.
Hi, it's Lisa Midget, owner of the Proper Teeth Salon in downtown Ocala. We are a Wella Professional Color Global Elite Salon, which basically means we really know what we're doing for your hair. We also specialize in Brazilian blowouts, hot heads extensions, and fabulous haircuts for men and women. We are located across from the downtown post office next to Southside Deli. Call us today for your appointment at 352-351-1771 or visit our website, properteethsalon.com. The Proper Teeth Salon, giving classy a kick in the sassy. Come see us.
Need a car? Need financing? Need somebody to cut through the red tape and send you rolling down the highway? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Got great credit and just prefer a quality pre-owned car at a fair price from somebody you can trust? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Want to avoid high pressure to feel appreciated and be able to choose from a wide selection of AutoCheck and Carfax certified vehicles? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala and Bellevue. Prestige, it's all there in our name. If you need a sign or a banner for your yard or your business or your campaign, I'd recommend you go to Signs Unlimited at 318 South Magnolia in Ocala. Screen printing, embroidery, digital graphics. Do what I did when we needed signs for the Save the Marion Theater Group. Go see Vic Buttermore at Signs Unlimited if you want quality work with a fast turnaround from somebody who is deeply committed to his community and always ready to assist you. There's a reason Vic's slogan is, "It's our business to make your business better." Sign up for Signs Unlimited. Call 732-7341 today.
Johnny, what are you doing in the bathroom? What are you saying? Wait, where are your toy cars? Oh no, tell me you didn't. Honey, call Mike Scott Plumbing.
I didn't do anything.
For once that's true, but little Johnny flushed his toys down the toilet and now it's broke.
Yes. No. I'll get the phone. What's the toll-free number?
866-314-4443.
Got it. 866-314-4443.
Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, they do it. At Mike Scott Plumbing, from the moment you walk through the doors, it's evident that quality is key. From our fully stocked parts department to our fully trained service technicians who can help with anything from a clogged drain to your irrigation system and even servicing your entire septic system. Visit one of our beautiful showrooms in Hernando or in Wildwood and let us show you how to turn your kitchen and bath dreams into reality. Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Sure, extroverted leaders are charismatic, but an introvert's tendency to be patient and think things over carefully can lead to better results. Couples need to get serious about making clear rules about technology in their relationship. For example, establish cell phone free zones with your partner, starting with the bedroom. You want to make other people think you're smarter, nicer, and totally together? Do this one thing. Ask them for advice.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking: will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Pozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
Welcome back to the Voice of Ocala. Wrap it up. Ask the Cops. Brought to you by Daniel L. Hightower, lawyer fighting for accident victim justice since 1976. In the studio with us for this hour has been Sheriff Chris Blair, the Marion County Sheriff's Office, and Public Information Officer Lauren Letellier of the Marion County Sheriff's Office. Now, this is the time is there anything, Sheriff or Lauren, that we need to know the public can come interact with the Sheriff's Department? Anything we got coming up that we need to know about?
Well, Sheriff Blair is going to be having a town hall meeting on May 21st at 6 p.m. at the Oak Griner Baptist Church, which is located at 6422 Northeast Jacksonville Road in Ocala.
If you get to 326, you went too far.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You got it.
And it's open to the public, so we invite everybody to come and ask Sheriff and his command staff your questions, any concerns you may have. We'll address everything there.
That's the one in Reddick was not far. It's about 6 miles from my house.
Yeah, mine too.
The one at Oak Griner, about 1.5 miles from the house.
So you should be there.
Yeah.
I get all my questions answered right here on Ask the Cops, brought to you by Daniel L. Hightower, lawyer,
that's true.
fighting for accident victims' justice since
Good point.
1976.
Good point.
Now, you got town hall meetings coming up. Anything else, Sheriff? You got any kind of charity drives or anything we're working towards?
No, not this time. I think this morning I met with a lot of the banks, and so we just had coffee with the sheriff this morning. And so we came in and we kind of gave them some education as far as what we were asking them to do, and we're looking at joining an email list so that we can keep them informed, and vice versa. We inform them, they inform us on any activity that's going on they need to report to us. So it's a new program that we're working on. So we've been doing some coffee with the sheriffs, with the pawn shops and convenience stores, and so it's a great program. So we're going to continue to be moving forward with it.
Well, I know that I remember you and Greg Graham, Chief of Police Greg Graham. I remember on these airwaves when we had the rash of people coming up from Tampa because they were coming to Ocala to rob banks because they thought poor sleepy little Ocala. And both of y'all said, "Don't bring your crime here. We're ready for you."
That's a fact. And, that's the thing that we just, I think with the proactiveness that we have in both the city and the county, we've done a great job there. And crime's down 8.9% in the last 2 years for us. So our guys are just doing a fantastic job. But it's to Lauren, too. I mean, in the PIO office, they have done a fantastic job over the last 2 years. So proud of them. I mean, the Facebook, the news reports that they do, the e-letters that she does every Friday, reporting what activities we have involving the sheriff and the sheriff's office. I mean, just does a great job. And it's just about informing the public.
Use whatever tools you have at your availability. Use every tool in the toolbox.
And it's working well.
Lauren, anything you want to reiterate what the sheriff just said or anything?
Well, if you're not liking our Facebook or subscribe to our e-newsletter, then I would suggest right now, especially don't do it while you're driving, but if you're at home or at the office, go ahead and subscribe and like our Facebook or follow us on Twitter. We have an amazing social media presence, and our e-newsletter is so informative. It will give you the entire breakdown of what happened at the sheriff's office the entire week.
All right. Well, sorry we're out of time, but thanks for joining us. Sheriff Chris Blair, Public Information Officer Lauren Latilia, thanks so much. I got to go right out to the phone lines and go to Buddy Martin. Buddy Martin, how are you?
Hi, Tom. We're here. We're on our way. A couple minutes late, but we're heating up right now. We're ready to go in there. TV and I had a long day, so let's don't tax him too hard with requests. But we'll be there in about 10 minutes. All right.
All right, buddy. Thanks so much. You're listening to the Voice of Ocala on The Source.
Lawyer. In everything from car and other motor vehicle accidents, work accidents, personal injury, and wrongful death cases. Daniel L. Hightower also handles Social Security disability and bankruptcy. Call him today at 352-629-7777 or check out danhightower.com. Daniel L. Hightower, fighting for accident victim justice since 1976. Does osteoarthritis bring frustration with every step? Do pain and stiffness affect your everyday activities? If so, you may be interested in a research study for the treatment of pain associated with osteoarthritis. Rinstar Medical Research is conducting a research study of an investigational medication for individuals between the ages of 40 and 75 and who have been treated for the pain associated with osteoarthritis for at least 3 months. Qualified participants will receive study-related medical care and investigational medication. Compensation for time and travel will be provided. To learn more about this osteoarthritis study, please call Rinstar Medical Research in Ocala at 352-629-5800. Again, that's 352-629-5800. Hi, this is Buddy Martin. If you have an award or a trophy in your house, there's more than a good chance it came from BJ Trophies Gifts and Awards. At BJ Trophies, Floyd Hirschberger and his staff have a lot more than just trophies. Among the items they specialize in are donor recognition walls and trees, personalized or engraved gifts, cast bronze dedication plaques, wide format digital printing with posters, banners, and signs, and promotional products. Floyd is the official trophy and awards maker for the Voice of Ocala radio show and is North Central Florida's leader in custom recognition programs, corporate awards, industrial engraving, unique gifts, and advertising specialties. When Angie Lewis went shopping for something to award to the winners of her State Farm Good Neighbor Award, she shopped first at BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Check them out at 1735 Northeast Jacksonville Road on North Magnolia's Miracle Mile, or call them today at 352-732-2249. BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Trophies is just our middle name.
Each morning, we wake up thankful to live in a free nation with liberty and justice for all. But sometimes those liberties can be put in jeopardy, and you may have questions about what to do or who to call. Let Doc Blanchard of Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland help you find the answers. Attorneys at law since 1974 and located in downtown Ocala. If you have legal issues, don't go it alone. Call 352-732-7218. Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland, helping protect your liberties every day.
The unofficial kickoff of summer's here, and let's celebrate by heading to Ford Lincoln of Ocala during their Stay Home and Drive sales event.
Wait a minute. Stay home and drive? What's that about?
What better way to kick off summer than in a new Ford? Right now at Ford Lincoln of Ocala, you could save thousands on their massive 2015 Ford lineup.
And the selection has never been better. You can still get 0% financing for 72 months on most new Fords and deferred payments for up to 90 days.
The choice is yours. Fight the traffic and the overcrowded beaches only to come home with a sunburn and an old car full of sand, or revel in that beautiful new car smell.
Oh, you got me with that new car smell, not to mention that sand you'll find in your... Well, never mind. Enjoy all the festivities surrounding this great American holiday, but don't lose sight of the true meaning of Memorial Day. Take a moment and remember all those who courageously fought for the freedoms we all cherish.
Kick off summer right. Head to Ford Lincoln of Ocala for their Stay Home and Drive sales event, where the best part of summer will be driving home in your new Ford from Ford Lincoln of Ocala.
Start by visiting FordofOcala.com. Auto buyers or Fords qualify for 0% 72-month financing. See dealer for complete details.
Ooh, a xylophone. Sounds dreamy.
Yeah, they don't make them like this anymore, Robin. I'm shipping it to the Musical Historical Society.
And you're packing it like that?
What, this won't work?
Why don't you take it to the Personal Service Center at the corner of Northeast 25th Avenue and 24th Street in Ocala? Just look for the yellow signs.
Great idea. That'll save me a lot of time.
The passing of time.
Personal Service Center makes sending packages easy.
And quick. Call 789-6683.
For the Personal Service Center.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
This is a Fox News Alert. I'm Pat O'Neill. The jury has reached a decision in the penalty phase of the Boston Marathon bomber trial. They have sentenced Johar Tsarnaev to death after a trial process that began 5 months ago.
On opening day, lead defense attorney Judith Clark admitting Tsarnaev's guilt. After 4 weeks and over 90 witnesses, only 4 of them testifying for the defense, the jury, after a day and a half of deliberations, convicting Tsarnaev of all 30 federal counts, including 17 that carry the death penalty.
Fox Radio's Bill Marcus in Boston. In deciding on the penalty, the jury had to weigh so-called aggravating factors, including the cruelty of the crime, the killing of a child, and the amount of carnage inflicted, as well as any lack of remorse, and the possible influence of his brother and his family life. Again, a jury has sentenced Boston Marathon bomber Johar Tsarnaev to death for the 2013 terror attack. Fox News will report. You decide.
It'll be home to 942 bursts of laughter, a 16-pound blackened turkey dinner, and the loudest burp on record. It'll be the site of the most legendary blanket fort ever built, not to mention the stage of the Great Pillow War of 2016. it'll also be the final resting place of 2 hamsters and one of the sweetest turtles who will ever live. It will see its fair share of broken windows, broken bones, and broken hearts. But first, you have to find it. Start your home search at Zillow.com or on our family of apps. You can view millions of photos, browse historical pricing data, and even sign up for alerts when new homes hit the market. Because you're not just looking for a house. You're looking for a place for your life to happen. Zillow. Find your way home.
Yes, it's time again for Buddy Martin. Call him up and tell him what you're thinking. But be kind because he's doing the best he can.
I'm just sick of all the amateur stuff, you know? I mean, like, if I'm paying top dollar, I want a little production value, you know? Like some editing, transition, something, some music.
Don't worry, we didn't leave you.
You think he's gone? He's not gone. That's the whole point. He's never gone.
Our bosses say we gotta stay.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei.
It's time for the second hour of The Voice of Ocala. Hoo-ah!
You ever come across anything like time travel?
Come on, stick around. It's free.
If you win, you win. If you lose, you still win.
Like the man says, it's hour number 2 on The Voice of Ocala. I just got a call from Buddy Martin. The Terry Bradshaw Buddy Martin train is en route, about 15 minutes out. 4:15 about is when they'll get here, just after the first break. But I got my partner in crime sitting in with me, and that's, Terry Bradshaw and Buddy Martin. Well, I got Tom James in the studio.
Schmitty, you just finished a half an hour segment on law enforcement, and you're going to announce that we're partners in crime.
Well, everybody knew that anyway. I mean,
with the sheriff nearby.
They've listened to Friday Night Football with us.
Yes, they have. We hope so.
Tom, Terry Bradshaw, what's that name mean to you?
It started out meaning the epitome of a Super Bowl quarterback for me when I was, yay tall. I mean, this was the guy that was winning every single year in the 70s. It's gone on to mean a lot more. Obviously, a guy that's quick with a joke, who handles Fox NFL Sunday like nobody else, is part of that great team. So this is a multifaceted individual who has also been in movies, and he just so happens to be a friend of the show.
I didn't realize really how, because I think of Terry Bradshaw as the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback who won 4 Super Bowls. He's the guy that was on CBS NFL Today when I was a kid. Then he's on Fox now. Guy that's quick-witted. I didn't realize that the 20-somethings or younger knew him as just Terry Bradshaw, the movie star.
Yeah.
Because I guess there's a movie from 2006, Failure to, what's the movie? Failure to Launch. And a friend of mine today said, I keep hearing Terry Bradshaw, the actor. Is that the Terry Bradshaw? And I said, yeah, Terry Bradshaw, the football quarterback. She said, I don't know anything about a football quarterback, but the actor Terry Bradshaw was in Failure to Launch in 2006.
Can't tell you how many times I've gotten it from under 30s.
And I said, the hell's Failure to Launch? I had no idea what Failure to Launch was. I had to go Google Failure to Launch. Had no idea Terry played Al.
McConaughey's father, right?
Yeah, he played.
With not as good hair.
He played Al in Failure to Launch.
That's right.
Hunter, you're one of those 20-somethings.
Hey, you're giving us a bad rap, Tom. I mean, come on.
Okay, there's your microphone down again. You forget I got the controls over here, Hunter. I got all the controls. So Terry Bradshaw and Buddy Martin on the way into the studio. Got a half house right now. Some dignitaries in here, and Gerald Ergel. He's with us. I always any jab I can take at Gerald because he's younger than me, and that aggravates me sometimes. So for Ocala to have someone of Terry's magnitude come into this studio at WOCA, how big is that for the radio?
I think it says a lot for the host of The Voice of Ocala, Buddy Martin. I mean, Buddy Martin is, as many people who didn't know before are learning, that Buddy is a pretty well-rounded and widely known sports writer and journalist around the country. A lot of people don't know that Buddy worked with Terry years and years ago in the NFL Today. So they have a long relationship. But
Some sort of statue at Buddy's house.
Yeah, right.
What they gave? What Emma Stone? An Emmy.
Yeah, more than one, I think.
No, I don't. I've seen the statue.
Yeah, he's got bookends.
But Buddy doesn't like that we
Doorstops.
And Buddy does. He does not to say hate, but Buddy doesn't like for people to tell you about Buddy. Buddy just likes to be behind the scenes and let other people shine. But Buddy Martin's heck of a guy. Heck of a guy. He put up with me for 4 years. You got to be. I mean, let's be honest. Wow. Hey, you put up with me every Friday night, pal.
Yeah, heck of a guy. I think that's called Saint.
Yeah, well, that may be. Maybe we could talk to Father Pat, see if we can get some sort of moniker.
Is your first question to Terry Bradshaw going to have anything to do with officials?
No. I was actually going to ask about how was it to be in Cannonball Run and Hooper. That's the Terry Bradshaw actor I remember. Well, when he put the helmet on and headbutted the jukebox in Hooper to give Burt Reynolds his quarterback because he had been talking during Burt Reynolds' favorite song, so he gave him his quarterback.
Mel Tillis, another Ocalan.
Yes.
Also in that film.
It's just the fact that somebody of Terry's magnitude would want to come to WOCA Studios. And thanks to the Martones, by the way, for what they do running the studios here to afford us the opportunity to have this kind of setup. Dan and Joe and the entire Martone family have really went above and beyond this week preparing for this. So kudos to the Martone family for what they do. But as people are starting to fill up out front here and everything, it's just and I can't put it in perspective. Usually I can talk and it's no problem, and I'm kind of taken aback by this whole situation that a guy, and I don't usually get this way, but when I was 8, 9, 10 years old, my dad would invite me to sit in with the grown men to watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The guy that was winning those Super Bowls is fixing to be in this room. And that's a big deal. I'm 48 years old, and I shouldn't be starstruck, but that's kind of a big deal. For a kid, that was how I knew the grown-up men thought I was just like them, as they would invite me in to come watch the Super Bowl. And here's the guy winning the Super Bowl, Terry Bradshaw, is fixing to be here.
4 times.
Yeah.
No quarterback has won that many Super Bowls.
And I promise you,
4.
He wasn't worried about whether, there was air in the football or not. I promise you that.
Pre-Deflate Gate, huh?
Pre-Deflate Gate.
Well, we want to put Terry's mind at ease. Of course, he's spends a lot of time in Hawaii and has been on the air with us.
Yes.
During some rumbles in the ground with volcanoes.
He said the volcano, and he said it so nonchalantly. He said, the volcano's been acting up today.
Yeah. Killa something.
Yeah. What Buddy say? I don't want to know anything named Killa.
So we just want to tell Terry, put his mind at ease, that no volcanoes in Florida. Maybe a hurricane now and then.
Yeah, I've seen the Miami program. They're not that good either. There's not a whole lot of hurricane going on in this state right now either. I've seen the Miami program. We're going to take a break. When we come back, hopefully Buddy Martin and Terry Bradshaw will be here to add some credence to this gathering, because Tom James and I we're two partners in crime. That's what we are. You're listening to the Voice of Ocala on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local
on The Source.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life. From everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz.
Hi, I'm State Farm agent Angie Lewis. Come see me and my team for all your insurance and financial needs in the beautiful downtown historic district, 416 East Fort King Street, or call 291-2444.
Right on the southwestern corner of the square sits one of the finest dining establishments in Florida, Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood Restaurant. Mark's offers big city dining amenities in a charming and small town setting. It's a rare treat to experience both the ambiance and the exquisite cuisine in a friendly atmosphere. Ocala's finest restaurant serves the finest beef, the freshest seafood, premium wines, and naturally fresh vegetables. From valet parking to splendid service, Mark's offers the complete package. Check it out today. Mark's Prime Seafood and Steakhouse Restaurant.
May is Watch Month. It's also a time to start thinking about that special graduate in your life. A terrific line of watches at Goss & Son Jewelers will make the perfect gift for that graduate. Rolex, Tag Heuer, Philip Stein. For graduation, birthdays, anniversaries, check out the line of fine watches and jewelry at Goss & Son Jewelers just to say I love you. Goss & Son Jewelers, the oldest Rolex jeweler in Central Florida, downtown Ocala for 65 years. Need a car? Need financing? Need somebody to cut through the red tape and send you rolling down the highway? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Got great credit and just prefer a quality pre-owned car at a fair price from somebody you can trust? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Want to avoid high pressure to feel appreciated and be able to choose from a wide selection of AutoCheck and Carfax certified vehicles? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala and Bellevue. Prestige, it's all there in our name.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. For tonight, cloudy with showers late, low 67 to 73. Tomorrow, clouds and sun with a shower or thunderstorm, high 82 to 87. Clearing skies tomorrow night, low 67 to 73. And for Sunday, high 85 to 89. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Andy Robb.
Buried under receipts and confusing tax code? Let Crippen & Company help. They work hard to make the tax preparation process as painless as possible. With offices in Ocala and the Villages, their team is dedicated to helping clients with corporate and personal tax returns, bookkeeping for businesses, and estate planning for the future. Crippen & Company crafts a truly customized experience for each client's needs while alleviating stress and creating a big picture of your overall financial health. Call 352-732-4260 or visit crippencpa.com to get started.
The unofficial kickoff of summer's here, and let's celebrate by heading to Ford Lincoln of Ocala during their Stay Home and Drive sales event.
Wait a minute. Stay home and drive? What's that about?
What better way to kick off summer than in a new Ford? Right now at Ford Lincoln of Ocala, you could save thousands on their massive 2015 Ford lineup.
And the selection has never been better. You can still get 0% financing for 72 months on most new Fords and deferred payments for up to 90 days.
The choice is yours. Fight the traffic and the overcrowded beaches only to come home with a sunburn and an old car full of sand, or revel in that beautiful new car smell.
Oh, you got me with that new car smell, not to mention that sand you'll find in your... Well, never mind. Enjoy all the festivities surrounding this great American holiday, but don't lose sight of the true meaning of Memorial Day. Take a moment and remember all those who courageously fought for the freedoms we all cherish.
Kick off summer right. Head to Ford Lincoln of Ocala for their Stay Home and Drive sales event, where the best part of summer will be driving home in your new Ford from Ford Lincoln of Ocala.
Start by visiting FordofOcala.com. Auto buyers of Fords qualify for 0% 72-month financing. See dealer for complete details.
Do you remember when summer was a celebration? You know, no schools, no worries, just days packed with your favorite pastime. It was the splendid season you dreamed of all year long. But as you got older and busier, the summer seemed to lose its sparkle. Where did those carefree days go? Well, they're closer than you think. Summer's still sensational at Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club, where you can come out and play the grown-up way with our affordable summer memberships. Enjoy our championship golf course celebrating the game's greatest holes, Hartrue tennis courts, and a state-of-the-art fitness center. Explore our stately 77,000 square foot clubhouse and unwind at our relaxing spa. Don't forget the pool! It's a summer unlike any other, and it's yours with a Golden Ocala summer membership. You can call Golden Ocala at 629-6229 to inquire about a summer membership, or you can visit goldenocala.com to learn more. That's goldenocala.com. Welcome back to the Voice of Ocala on a Friday afternoon, a somewhat warm. I love Ocala, and then Dan just gave me a thumbs up. I don't know. think that means he likes me or something. I don't know what that means. But summer day in Ocala, I like these kind of days. It's warm. People can enjoy the outside. And I believe that there's somebody walking up the sidewalk now that's going to be in studio here in a few moments. I see people turning sideways that way, cameras coming out. Buddy Martin must be approaching. I see people taking pictures. Buddy Martin's on his way in.
Did you and Buddy share a memo this morning?
Buddy Martin, hey, everybody, round of applause. Buddy Martin, give him a round of applause. Buddy Martin. So our guests are on the way in. Well, Buddy's on the way in, and our guest Terry's on the way in. Yeah, I got nothing now, Tom. Give us an update real quick before they come on the air. About
quickly.
About the Boston Marathon bombing
2
case.
years after the episode with the Boston Marathon bombing, Dzhokhar Tsarnaev. Am I saying this right?
Dzhokhar Tsarnaev. That was close.
Close enough. Given the death penalty. So there's a knock on the door. Somebody want to open it?
Come in.
What's up, girls?
Tom. Mr. Bradshaw?
How you doing, bud?
Good.
Hey, man. What's going on?
Buddy Martin.
Bad boy.
How are you, sir? Good to see you.
Nose tackle.
Nowadays.
You sound so much taller on the radio. Why is that?
Wider, not taller.
Wider, not taller. Yeah, wider, not taller. Luke, can we get Buddy his headset? We got a lot going on today, and we forgot Buddy.
Joni here yet?
No. Hey, Mark, how you doing? Hey, Linda, how you doing?
The whole gang. It's not my show.
He said, "Is that Tom on the radio?" I said, "That's Tom."
Well, somebody's got to.
It's your best friend Terry.
That's my best friend Terry Bradshaw.
Tom. You got Tom show.
Yeah, we partners in crime.
Yeah, we probably ought to sit down and talk on it. Hey, thanks everybody for coming today. By the way, thank you all for everybody coming.
I turned the volume up. 1, 2, 1, 2.
One of those will control the volume.
What are the black knobs?
You got them ready?
Yes. Okay.
Push it my way, TV, so I can get it. There you go. There you go. All right, I need a little volume on that. So, good to be here. We've had kind of a whirlwind day. We started out this morning at about 7, overslept. Had to go to some meetings in Jacksonville. Terry's been complaining about my driving all day long.
The worst driver
all day
I
long.
have ever seen. And I want the sheriff to know the sheriff's gone, right?
Sheriff's my friend.
Man texts while he drives. Texts while he drives. We've missed 3 head-ons. 3.
Hand to
Almost
God.
ran off that bridge.
Hand to God, I never text driving. Hand to God.
Hey, Tom, that's a lie. I'm here to tell you right now.
Okay.
My man texts while he was driving.
Never happened.
Look here, I will tell you this. I've ridden with Buddy Martin on that exact trip you took today. It's a hand over your eyes and just pray thing.
By the way, Tom, you won't be riding anymore, just so you know.
That was the worst. I've never been. And he said, well, the accelerator's messed up. Accelerator's messed up. It's the worst day of my life. I really thought, seriously, Tom, I was checking out today.
Look at it this
driver.
Way. I saved
I
your
want
life.
the sheriff to turn around and come back. Because Buddy texts while he drives.
Never happened. Hand to God. I would never text. But I did answer the phone. So there you go. Hey, good to be here. We had a good day, TB. I'm up in upstate in Jacksonville today, and a lot of nice folks. Glad to be here. This is my home crowd. This is, let's see, what we got? 51 listeners altogether?
What we got?
52 listeners.
50 listeners. So this is half the crowd.
Didn't tell me I just walked in here. I didn't even.
I know you didn't know. I didn't tell him you had an audience.
Worked here.
Come on in, folks, if you want to get a seat right now.
Very few people work here, Terry. We okay. Larry and Robin and Dan. That's about the only people that work here.
Jeff Davis here has got some goodies for us. TB, we had some interesting conversations coming up on the way down. You did a couple of radio shows, and you talk a lot about quarterbacks and about the different kinds of quarterbacks today and who the next young Lions are going to be, and the fact that I can't believe you did that. You're so tacky. You're give it to me.
I'm not going to give it to you.
You're not going to put it on the table.
I don't know what to do with this gum.
Oh, my word.
I can't be doing the television.
Yeah, put it on my name. That's good. Right there. I'll be fine.
There it is.
Gosh, look at that, Larry. This is going to be viral all over the country.
All right, you can get a shot for it.
Quarterbacks, and you talked about how they're different today, how the systems are different today, and how the old Lions are getting up there in age, Brady and obviously the rest of them. And the fact that these young quarterbacks don't know how to take a snap
under center, Terry, and you said you never took a snap out of the shotgun in college or in
never
pro.
took a shotgun snap, right?
It's amazing.
Never did. I recall when Dallas took Staubach and put him in the shotgun, and pretty much the entire league laughed at him. That is the most ridiculous thing that we've ever seen. Also, Dallas was the one that came up with this thing called computers. And everybody goes, that is the most ridiculous thing. And then we laughed. I remember sitting in meetings laughing about the computer cowboys and stuff like that and how you're playing against computers. And now look at our league. It's predominantly shotgun. And it's doggone 99.9%, databases. It's high tech. It is all computer driven now. When I would get ready for a team, I would look at the tape, not tape. I would look at the film, and you would have to watch the whole game, and then stop the film, and go, okay, first down, and then you would talk about the first down, what you would just saw on defense. Then you'd run second down, and you'd stop it and talk about what they did on second down with this formation, third down. And it would take literally 2 or 3 hours to go through one game while you were writing down notes about what they did in situations and in formations and what they would do with our formations. Now they hand you a disc, and it's all 1st and 10, 2nd and short, 2nd and long, 3rd short, 3rd long, goal line, blitz, strong formation, weak formations, I formations, spread, re. You got all of this, so you just pop it in, and boom, there it is. Choop, hit it, and they may have 60, 80, whatever, and you study all this stuff. Totally different. When I played, we didn't have quarterback coaches, and we didn't have offensive coordinators. So that was different. But nothing more different than what we're seeing today with quarterbacks not under center. Everything is from the shotgun position, and now the option. We're turning more and more to the option where they do a pistol, which the back is closest to the quarterback, and they ride and read the end or the linebacker that's coming, keep it, go outside, throw to a spot, throw to a guy. Very little reading of a coverage anymore when you run a spread or a read offense. So I don't even know what to call it. Read option, spread option, whatever. But it's different, buddy, and I think we all have to adjust to it for a period of time until finally the RG3s, the Mariotas of the world, the kids that come out that are so highly drafted because of their athleticism, all of a sudden get hurt, stay hurt, and you find out you get hurt less standing in the pocket than you do going on the outside.
There's even a new service. Is John Bradley here? He's supposed to be here. He's
he's here. He's just in the hallway holding court.
Well, he's with Chris Collinsworth. There's a new service out now,
right?
And this you can get this service. They'll tell you every formation, whether tight end lined up. Every service. Every team is broken down by every play and every player. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So the computer has gone yet a step further with software that tells you every game about what everybody did.
Yeah. I would tell Howie this. Howie would say, we could do this and we could do that. And I would tell Howie Long, I said, I can dictate a lot of things that you're going to do by my formation. And my formation is based upon where my tight end is. If you take my tight end out and you go too wide, that means I got one back in the backfield, and that's the most complicated for him because now it's a balanced defense, and which side you open up to then determines the coverage. So there's so much you do with a tight end. A tight end is the strength of every offensive formation.
Yeah.
And really and truthfully, that's how we played. We played the old we played, buddy and Tom, the old Lombardi way. Let's just line up and show them what we got, and then they'll have to line up and match us, and then we'll just be better than them.
Horning right and Taylor up the middle and Bart Starr to Boyd Dallas.
Seam is right here, straight up the seam. Yeah. Jump in anytime you want to, Tom, if you're paying attention.
I have a radio show I got to run.
We got a pretty girl in here, and Tom's over there flirting with the pretty girl.
I have a radio show to run.
You got a girlfriend. You might want to just pay a little attention.
Who's 6'2" and would hit me on the head.
Well, that makes her about 7 inches taller than you, right?
Yeah. Okay. When I don't have my lifts on.
Oh, well, I'm glad.
Yeah, there you go. Terry, would you talk about what you know? I know this is May. You don't like to talk football too much in May, but there have been obviously some draft choices. There's been the draft. We're interested a lot in what's happening in Jacksonville with Blake Bortles and Gus Bradley, the coach. And we were there today visiting and talking to the voice of the Jaguars, Frank Frangie. And, of course, the Bucs with Lovie Smith. Now he's got a new quarterback, Jameis Winston. You shared your comments about that on the show several times. Share with you, do these teams, what's it going to take for them to get better to a competitive level? They had the draft.
Everybody says we've got to have the quarterback, okay? So everybody is trying to get their quarterback. So the Bucs hope that Jameis Winston. All right, they've solved their quarterback problems for the next. Let's say he's got to learn how to play the game. Let's give him a 2-year apprenticeship because even Manning and the young and Luck. Couple of years, and they both did well statistically. Luck probably a little better than Peyton, but Luck has a little better team than Peyton too. Peyton came in like I did, and they built a team around me. Mm-hmm. So let's say you got 2 years for that, and then you got 10, 12 years left. All right, so the Bucs can say, all right, for the next 12 years, man, we are in solid shape. We'll build around him, and then we'll start competing for the Super Bowl, and that's their choice. Mm-hmm. That was the guy they thought. Now they've got to give him receivers. They've got to give him an offensive line that can protect him. They've got to give him a running game. Critical they have a running game. Then they got to build a defense. So where are they? Where is their strength right now prior to Jameis? And you would say, well, they're not a bad football team. And if we have a quality quarterback, then your football team is going to win 8, 9 games, maybe squeeze that 10 with them, get in a wild card deal. And being in the South now, you just figure that New Orleans has got Breeze. You figure that Atlanta's who's their quarterback in Atlanta? Big tall kid from Boston. Can't think of his name.
Matty Ice.
Yeah,
Matty Ice.
Matty Ice. Matty Ice. I don't even know his last name. What's his last name?
His name is Matt.
Oh, Ryan. Matt Ryan.
It's May, folks. Forgive me. I'll have this down by mid-season.
Buddy Martin,
Terry Bradshaw. Good to see you, buddy.
He knows his best friend's name. That's all I'm telling you.
And then you have Cam Newton in Carolina. So the NFC South is got really good quarterbacks. All of those guys have been in the Pro Bowl. So now they think they got their guy. Now they got to identify what can help make him be successful. Running game, passing. Because we are in the AFL now. It's no longer the NFL, it's the AFL. The old
meaning what? It's like the
meaning
AFL.
We're throwing the football 40 times a game. Yeah, exactly.
Can't mug your receivers.
So now you got to build around him. And once you do that, then you got to piece in your defense and so on and so forth. And it's
can they be competitive at all?
I think so.
You know?
I think so, absolutely. But it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much to be competitive in the NFL. I mean,
let's talk about you.
Fine line.
Let's talk about what people don't know what you went through with as a rookie quarterback in the first few years when you had Pittsburgh and you were fighting off people for the starting job. And I mean, you went through, to use the word, you went through hell and back is what you did. You really did until you finally settled on what you were going to do. And then
I was one of those immature kids out of a small school, didn't know anything about the big life, or certainly didn't know anything about preparation, and didn't understand the NFL, the media, didn't understand any of that. And then you look at, if I go back and look at that team and you look at how bad that team was, no disrespect to those players that were on that team, that's a bad football team. And I wasn't mature enough to know that we were that bad. I actually thought, well, I'm the first pick in the draft. I am the
Number one overall pick.
Yeah, I'm the difference maker here, and that put a lot of I put a lot of pressure on myself. But until Swan and Stallworth showed up, until Webster showed up at center. By the way, I just mentioned 3 Hall of Famers.
Yes, you did.
Franco Harris at fullback, Hall of Famer. Rocky Bleier, great blocking back. An offensive line that averaged 252 pounds. Man, we ran an influence running game, which is traps and deception, because we were small, but we could run all day, and that's what Chuck wanted. And then on the other side, we had great defensive players.
Steel Curtain.
Great. Ernie Holmes, L.C. Greenwood, Joe Green,
Dwight White.
Hall of Fame, Dwight White,
Great linebackers.
Ernie, L.C., and Dwight White. All 3 have passed away.
Wow.
The only one left, and I saw Joe Green the other day, believe it or not, in Fort Worth at a horse cutting. And I said, Joe, you got to take care of yourself. The only one left. You had Lambert at 219 pounds at middle linebacker, Hall of Fame. We came up with the stunt 4-3, which was tilt the nose tackle and put him between the guard and the center, so 2 people would have to block him and not have the one guard free to go and get Lambert because he was small. But he was fast, smart,
fierce,
and a fierce competitor and a great hitter. So you had that. You had Andy Russell at right outside linebacker, Rhodes Scholar. You had Jack Ham, Hall of Fame, at the left outside linebacker, 220.
And a pretty good secondary, I might add.
Mel Blunt at right corner, in which the defense was changed. Bump and run was taken out of the NFL because of Mel Blunt. 6'4", 215, 4.5 40 back then. Wow. Couldn't get by him. Couldn't get off of him. Then you had Mike Wagner at free safety, all-pro. Donnie Shell, strong safety, all-pro.
What a team. Wow.
They were, out of 22 starters, 11 are in the Hall of Fame.
Goodness.
Half that football team. So that, when we put our team together, then I flourished as far as winning, not statistically, but my ability to.
Why do you apologize for statistics? You were not about statistics.
They sucked.
But who cares? You won championships, and
it's all that matters,
you
right?
throw it deep, and you put it up. I mean, who cares about the stats?
But you know what, buddy? Compared to the guys nowadays, Peyton Manning, if it's an insult if they don't complete 70%. Well, I had a bad day today.
If you'd have played by those
I only
rules,
completed 67% of my passes for 395 yards, 6 touchdowns. I don't know. I apologize.
If you'd have played by those rules, though, Terry, they play by, you'd have completed that many.
You know what? You'd like to tell them, Tom. Play when you can hit a quarterback.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Play when a linebacker could touch a quarterback.
Play when you got head slapped and body slammed and had bump and run on the outside.
Exactly.
Guys weren't running free. Yeah, the pride factor kicks in for me there. I like to think
when football was a game, not a flag thing.
When it was for men.
Yeah, exactly.
When game was
grown men,
grown ass men.
Get your bell rung and you just go back out and play again.
That's right. Play. Yeah, concussions. Well, hell, what's a concussion?
You told me today you got knocked out in one game and they sent you back in the fourth quarter.
I got knocked out on the opening drive against Miami Dolphins.
Yeah. And I was at that game.
In the 72 championship game when they went undefeated.
In the Orange Bowl.
I got knocked out on the opening drive, scored a touchdown, got knocked out in the end zone. Out all game.
Yeah.
They put me back in the fourth quarter, drove them all the way down for a touchdown. I obviously don't remember any of it. And then Larry Seipel, the punter for Miami, saw us turn and run to cover and kept the ball on 3rd and
well, that's actually 4th and 18.
4th and exactly.
And made a first down.
Then beat us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Crazy.
Terry Bradshaw is our special. Well,
is he coming in today?
No, he won't be.
I love that guy.
But Tom's best friend, Terry Bradshaw?
Yeah.
Not here today. Sorry, can't be. No, he's not here. But we're glad Terry Bradshaw with us here on, it's an extended version of Buddy Sports Page. We've had a busy day. Appreciate Terry coming today to spend time with our illustrious studio audience. John Brantley, I see you over there.
Got over 100 people in here today.
And this is all of our law. We only have 99 listeners, so how we got 100 people, I don't even know.
How did we go from 52 listeners to 99 listeners?
It was
in 20 minutes.
Today. You said that earlier, didn't you?
Terry called his friends. He called his friends, and they came over today. So we're going to have a little question later on. Question live. Remember the mailbag?
Live Q&A.
Yeah. Right. We're going to have TB's mailbag.
Yeah.
It's going to be human today.
Human bag.
Yeah, human bag today. Yeah. So, all right, Tom. You and Tom. Where's Tom James? Tom, get up there and get your question in. I know you want to ask Terry a couple of things.
Are
By
we
the way,
doing that right now?
No. Next segment. But Tom James.
How many segments we got?
How many days you want to do?
No.
We'll be here at 9 o'clock.
What time do we go off the air?
What time is it? Tom says take a break.
Yeah. Oh, take a break.
We'll take a break. You want to take a break, Terry?
I would say all our folks out there in the bleachers. How
you doing,
y'all
man?
doing, folks?
Yeah, they
Look
got
at
a steamer out
piling
there.
in.
Yeah.
Truckload. Cops are out there directing traffic. This thing done got out of hand, buddy.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. More to come with Terry Bradshaw right here on Buddy Sports Page.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local. The Source.
You're listening to The Source, your home for Fox News and Fox Sports Weekends.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life. From everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz.
Hi, I'm State Farm agent Angie Lewis. Come see me and my team for all your insurance and financial needs in the beautiful downtown historic district, 416 East Fort King Street, or call 291-2444.
What are the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking? Will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Pozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
Pay your taxes, eat your vegetables, watch your weight, mow the lawn, clean the house. We all have stuff we don't want to do. Isn't it about time you did something you wanted to do? Like getting your pilot's license?
At Ocala Aviation, they make it fun and easy, and you can start by taking one of their Discovery flights. For only $99, you get to go up in the airplane with an FAA-certified flight instructor and actually fly the plane yourself. It's a perfect way to see if flying is for you. And once you get that ultimate feeling of freedom, Ocala Aviation can train you to get your pilot's license. Ocala Aviation also offers commercial flight training for those looking to make a career change and enter the world of commercial aviation. Ocala Aviation is conveniently located at the Ocala International Airport. So if you're ready to start your adventure, stop by or give them a call today. 861-7484. That's 861-7484. You'll be glad you did. I know I am. Ocala Aviation.
Call today, 861-7484.
Guy Harvey Checking is now exclusively available at Gateway Bank. With Guy Harvey Checking, you will receive Gateway's premium checking account plus several other Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation features, including membership to the Guy Harvey Hammerhead Nation, free Guy Harvey t-shirt, and an exclusive Guy Harvey debit card. At Gateway Bank, we will make a $50 donation to the Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation for every new account opened. This is just one more reason why people choose Gateway Bank. Sign up today for your exclusive Guy Harvey Checking account with Gateway. Details available at gatewaybankcfl.com, member FDIC.
May is Watch Month. It's also a time to start thinking about that special graduate in your life. A terrific line of watches at Goss & Son Jewelers will make the perfect gift for that graduate. Rolex, Tag Heuer, Philip Stein. For graduation, birthdays, anniversaries, check out the line of fine watches and jewelry at Goss & Son Jewelers just to say I love you. Goss & Son Jewelers, the oldest Rolex jeweler in Central Florida. Downtown Ocala for 65 years. Back on Buddy Sports Page here on WOCA. Glad to be with a special day today to have Terry Bradshaw in the studio, in the house. And you hear Terry, of course, every Thursday right here on Southern Pigskin tonight, and soon to be heard in stations all over the country and the world, and maybe not. Maybe just a couple.
Buddy, don't get crazy here.
In my hometown, TB, glad to have you. Where's Tammy? Is she here?
I don't know.
Our wives are not here yet. Well, like Joni and Tammy, are they out there?
She's sobered up yet.
Terry-
nobody heard that.
Terry says the other day, my wife looks pretty good.
Tom, you've lost weight.
Get used to it. He says the other day, my wife looks pretty good when you put your teeth in. He says. I'm telling you, that's how it is when you're with TV. Tom James, you had a question for Terry.
Terry, pleasure having you here, of
Thanks,
course.
Tom.
I don't know if a lot of people know this, and maybe you don't even know this, but your first ever appearance in Sports Illustrated was not for being a quarterback.
Javelin thrower.
That's right.
Yeah. Who's who?
Who's who?
Who's who?
Or faces in the crowd.
Yeah, that's it. Faces in the crowd.
Faces in the crowd.
And what a day hey, that's pretty cool.
Now, I understand that you, at one point in high school, set the national javelin throwing record for the equivalent of about 81 yards.
Well,
feet. They don't go by yards.
Feet.
245 feet. I think it's 81 yards.
Is that
It's
what
the
it
equivalent.
is?
Could you throw a javelin farther than you throw a football?
Oh, yeah, for sure, because you get it up. What you did, Tom, you got it up and let it plane. You had to have the strength and the speed to get it to elevate fast, and then it would float, and that's how I threw it so far. And once I actually the best I'd ever done was about 212 feet, which was a state record. And so I was like, wow, 212 feet. And it just happened. I went from 185 to 212 in one meet. I don't know what happened. And then I went from 212 to 225, and then 230, then 240. And then I had several throws over 280 and 290. I was qualified. I was third in the world at the time. And I turned down to go in the Olympics because I just didn't see a future in throwing a football. I mean, throwing a javelin. But it was a cool thing, and the technique was fun once I figured out how to do it. Yeah. And the whole key to it was speed. And, man, I would turn that thing loose about 26 feet from the Pelé line. I would turn, and I'd fall down face right on my face at the line, and that thing get up there, and I wouldn't really. I'd have to hop up and see it when it would play. It was pretty cool.
That have any influence on your throwing motion?
Well,
later on?
no, because I snapped the ball right here, and then the javelin you reached and bent and pulled, so it had no, there was no relevance whatsoever between throwing a football and throwing a javelin. But you're right. That what do you call it? Who's who?
I think it was called Faces in the Crowd,
you're right,
which
you're
they
right.
still do.
Yeah, that was so cool. And because of that, this audience is too young to remember this, but remember Bonanza? Buddy, pay attention.
Yes, sorry. Yes, sure. Yeah. Hoss, I got it. Yeah. Yeah.
Hoss and Little Joe. They had a rodeo routine. And so when the season was over, they would tour the country doing rodeos. And they'd come out in a wagon and get out, and they had a skit. Of course, we didn't know any better. We're just Shreveport, and we don't know anything about Hollywood. But now that I've been in that business enough, I know that, okay, that's a skit. Got it. Same skit. I don't know what they were making. But Little Joe Cartwright was the #1 javelin thrower at USC. And when they found out that I was the national champion at throwing the javelin, they wanted us to get together and do a promotion picture. So I got to meet Little Joe.
Good guy. Michael Landon.
Yeah. Boy, he was super nice. The guy I really, Dan Blocker was really the guy I liked. Because I thought he was. Tom, you remind me a little bit of Dan
10-gallon hat
minus.
He probably had more neck than I do, though. He probably.
I don't know.
Well, he had a neck. Let's just put it like that.
And I do not.
I apologize. I didn't mean that.
It's been 48 years.
I did. That's a shot.
I football and all. That's great. It's wonderful. I want to know about what it was like to put on a motorcycle helmet, run like a bull, and tackle a jukebox so you could get Burt Reynolds quarterback.
Well,
how many takes?
I had done a country album and had a hit song out called "I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry," So I opened up my tour in Los Angeles at the what's the name of Not New Shy Clown? What's the name of the great country bar out in Los Angeles back 30 years ago? Anybody know? Well, anyway, that's where I was. And
just say the desert
name
inn,
of
let
that
it
place.
go.
God, I hope I don't have dementia. Anyway, I was opening up at this place. God, it's driving me crazy. I see the movie, and I hear him saying, let's go to this. Look it up, Tom. Anyway, so we go. So I'll go out there to do 2 shows on Friday and Saturday night. And we had won the Super Bowl, beat Dallas in Super Bowl 10, and NBC had a skit. You know how they used to do those shows the night before the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
You were
on a couple of them.
Yeah. I danced on one of them.
I was there.
Need a Man,
I was
them Need
there,
a Man
yeah.
dancers. Yeah. Anyway, so they did this skit, Tom, and Burt Reynolds came out in the skit and just ripped me for being stupid, made fun of. Oh, it was horrible. I watched it and I went, golly, man alive, Burt Reynolds. Who the hell did Burt Reynolds come off doing that to me? A little no-name Seminole backup. Good-looking guy with a toupee and lifts in his shoes, you know what I mean? Boy, I was steaming. And so I'm going out there. You know, of course, you get over, you move on, and it's over, and you forget about it. So I'm out there and at this, you got it. Come on, you got it yet? You found it yet? Palomino Club! I knew it would come to me.
The whole time.
I knew
You had it the whole
it was right there,
time.
buddy.
Right there.
Right there.
Is that it?
That's it. Palomino Club.
That's it.
So I'm out there at the Palomino Club getting ready to open up. And in comes a horseshoe, a giant, 8 foot tall, swear to you. They brought in the back door carnations and a forgiveness letter. Please forgive me, Burt Reynolds. I respect you, and It was a skit that they wanted me to do. He said, actually, I've refused to do the skit because I know what it's like to have people come down. And he said, I am so sorry. Please accept my forgiveness. My manager, David Gershenson, is coming to your show tonight, and he is going to bring you to the set of Hooper. I want to meet you personally. I'm like, holy cow. Burt Reynolds, are you kidding me? So I do the 2 sets that night. David Gershenson, who ended up becoming my manager for 33 years, he shows up and says, I'm David Gershenson. What are you doing tomorrow, 9 o'clock? I said, well, I won't get out of here till 2. Not a problem. So I go out the next morning. They pick me up and take me to the set of Hooper. And when Burt, the stunt guy, went under the truck on the motorcycle, that was the scene I got to. Burt comes out, hugging me, loving all over me. Couldn't have been nicer. Apologized, calls Hal Needham, director, and says, I want him in the movie Hooper. I want him. Got a scene for him? Well, we don't have a scene. Well, get a scene. I want him in this movie. Well, we got this thing where the policemen come up from Houston. We've hired, well, I don't care if you hire, pay him, get rid of him. And so Burt was the reason I got that part. I had no dialogue. That's the great thing about my acting was, I had that tooth knocked out, and so I just took a flipper out. That was a piece of paper in the movie. I just took out a piece. That was a piece of paper, and that's how I got to do Hooper, which led to Cannonball Run, which led to, what was the other movie I did? Oh, anyway, with Mel Tillis. What was that? Cannonball Run. Yeah, Cannonball Run was actually the big movie.
The Hawaiian Tropic car in the pool.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Where Mel had his lines down so good.
Mel had his Oh, you got to go? What are you doing? Can you not talk anymore?
I'm producing the radio show.
Oh, this show?
This one.
You got no shot.
You got no shot. So Tillis, I think I've told this. Tillis had a scene, and he stutters for all the folks out there. He stutters bad. Mel, how you doing, buddy? Call us. We'll see you. We're here in Ocala. Anyway, so Tillis takes me home, and he rehearses. I know where they are. I know where a great place is to hide out back. Quick turn left here. Into the swim pool we go. That's the lines. And Mel did it perfectly. Hal Needham's on the camera truck. We pull in, boom, the hood comes up into the water. We go, boom, we come out of the water. Yeah, that's great. Hal Needham's comes up and chews Tillis up one side, down, and out the other. I could have hired any 2-bid actor in Hollywood to play this scene. I brought your ass in here to stutter. If you can't stutter, then we're going to replace you. I'm like, are you kidding me? Oh, I said ass. Didn't I? Preach on apologize. Yeah. Right here. The ass is in the Bible, by the way. So anyway, Tillis took him 6 hours. He couldn't talk after that. And it took us 6 hours stopping the traffic in Atlanta on a major thoroughfare just to get that one tiny little scene. That's one of the funniest.
Old Dixie Highway. Y'all
is that where it was?
Old Dixie Highway.
Is that where it
Time,
was?
you got
You
one
know?
question. We got 3 minutes. So go ahead if you got one.
You mean a audience
No,
question?
yours.
Me?
You had yours, didn't you?
Yeah, I just had mine.
Okay, I got one from the audience that says...
Did I answer it?
You did.
It's kind of long, but you did. You know what you said? I always say, is this a long story? You always say, is this a long story or
It was
a
the
short story?
Palomino Club.
Yeah, Palomino.
Tom gave me the Palomino Club.
I have a question here. So, Terry, how do you overcome your shyness?
You're being funny. Buddy.
That's funny. All right, so we're going to have questions in the second hour. We also have a few prizes for you folks. You have those numbers handy?
We're getting those
We're going to
right
have
now.
numbers, and we're going to give you a number. And then we have some signed posters, the Terry Bradshaw Football Show, coming your way soon.
Buddy, I didn't sign those. Who signed
I
those?
signed them for you. That's time. Yeah.
How much do we get for the
$20 a piece. Yeah. It's gone up. It was 18, and now it's a little higher because it's Ocala. But
Buddy, hold on. Earlier this week, you said you were getting. There was no we involved when you were signing those.
Oh, I said that?
You said
Okay.
you were getting the money.
You're supposed to tell everything on the air, Tom. You're the producer here. You work here. You remember that.
I was my best friend. I
Okay.
can't let you take advantage
All
of
right,
it.
so thanks for coming once again, everybody here, and appreciate it. Terry's got 2 minutes to go here. TB, tell people you've been through this town a few times. I picked you up at the airport last night, so I've been here a lot of times. What were you doing?
Here in Ocala? Shopping for horses.
A lot of people don't know Terry's a big horse guy.
Shopping for horses. I love this place. This is a nice city. Actually, I wasn't looking for thoroughbreds either. I was looking for Mr. Conclusion daughters. Mr. Conclusion is the number one sire of females, and he passed away here in Florida about 16 years ago, and so people keep these great daughters of Mr. Conclusion, and I got a great stallion, and I needed desperately to find some really good daughters, one or two would have been great, of Mr. Conclusion, and I did find a couple here in Ocala, but they really didn't want to sell them. You know what I mean, buddy? They really didn't want to sell them. So I ended up spending 3 days here and didn't come away with anything.
Yeah, you've been here several times, so you landed at the airport last night. Landmark said, I've been to this place a lot.
Yep.
And
Hey, all you folks out at Landmark, how about making it possible where a fella can come in at 1 a.m. and not figure out how to get out of there?
we had to get out of the
I climbed your fence last night, by the way.
I pulled up there and Terry says, "Where are you? Where are you? I'm here. I can't get
out.
Couldn't
get out.
Finally, the
Of course, my pilot can't fly worth a hoot, and I told him to do touch and goes. We bounced all over that place. Pete Marino, if you're listening, you little short.
You said they're pretty good when they're not drinking, right?
When they're not drinking, they can fly the heck off that thing.
All right, another hour of Terry Bradshaw right here on the Voice of Ocala, Buddy Martin Sports Page. Terry will be with us throughout from 5 to 6, and it will take questions from the audience coming up in the next hour. We have some. You have those numbers yet?
We're efforting. We're efforting.
How long does it take, by the way? I mean,
right now I'm on the air doing a radio show.
okay,
As soon as
so-
I go on break,
oh,
I
I
have it done.
forgot. You went to Georgia Southern. So hard to count
Okay,
back.
see,
Damn,
here we go.
Okay.
Here we go.
Hey, at least you graduated. Hey, can I have an amen on that?
Amen, brother.
Buddy,
That's
did
all
you
I'm
graduate, buddy?
I'll get there.
Yeah. I think somebody's 10 hours short.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local. The Source.
Right on the southwestern corner of the square sits one of the finest dining establishments in Florida, Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood Restaurant. Mark's offers big city dining amenities in a charming and small town setting. It's a rare treat to experience both the ambiance and the exquisite cuisine in a friendly atmosphere. Ocala's finest restaurant serves the finest beef, the freshest seafood, premium wines, and naturally fresh vegetables. From valet parking to splendid service, Mark's offers the complete package. Check it out today. Mark's Prime Seafood and Steakhouse Restaurant.
Got a morning or afternoon free this summer? Then check out the rolling hills of Pine Oaks Golf Course in Ocala. Clark Creamer and his staff will offer you a rich golfing experience that allows you to play this Ron Garl design. A fully stocked pro shop along with a snack bar and driving range offer the full golfing experience. So come check out Pine Oaks Golf of Ocala. For more information, go to pineoaksocala.com. Book your tee times now.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life. From everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz.
Hi, I'm State Farm agent Angie Lewis. Come see me and my team for all your insurance and financial needs in the beautiful downtown historic district, 416 East Fort King Street, or call 291-2444.
May is Watch Month. It's also a time to start thinking about that special graduate in your life. A terrific line of watches at Gauss & Son Jewelers will make the perfect gift for that graduate. Rolex, Tag Heuer, Philip Stein. For graduation, birthdays, anniversaries, check out the line of fine watches and jewelry at Gauss & Son Jewelers just to say I love you. Gauss & Son Jewelers, the oldest Rolex jeweler in Central Florida. Downtown Ocala for 65 years.
Pay your taxes, eat your vegetables, watch your weight, mow the lawn, clean the house. We all have stuff we don't want to do. Isn't it about time you did something you wanted to do? Like getting your pilot's license?
At Ocala Aviation, they make it fun and easy, and you can start by taking one of their discovery flights. For only $99, you get to go up in the airplane with an FAA-certified flight instructor and actually fly the plane yourself. It's a perfect way to see if flying is for you. And once you get that ultimate feeling of freedom, Ocala Aviation can train you to get your pilot's license. Ocala Aviation also offers commercial flight training for those looking to make a career change and enter the world of commercial aviation. Ocala Aviation is conveniently located at the Ocala International Airport. So if you're ready to start your adventure, stop by or give them a call today. 861-7484. That's 861-7484. You'll be glad you did. I know I am. Ocala Aviation. Call today. 861-7484.
Buried under receipts and confusing tax code? Let Crippen & Company help. They work hard to make the tax preparation process as painless as possible. With offices in Ocala and the Villages, their team is dedicated to helping clients with corporate and personal tax returns, bookkeeping for businesses, and estate planning for the future. Crippen & Company crafts a truly customized experience for each client's needs while alleviating stress and creating a big picture of your overall financial health. Call 352-732-4260 or visit crippencpa.com to get started.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 840-0750. That's 840-0750.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line and a new spoiler and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source. Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Hi, this is Brad. I want to take a moment to talk about a serious issue. In the next 5 years, the aviation industry is projected to have a shortage of commercial pilots. Now is the time to start training. Ocala Flying Club has started a scholarship for the youth of Marion County ages 17 to 24. The club will donate up to $4,000 towards a pilot's license. This will help get the student on their way to obtaining their commercial pilot license. If this sounds like something you would be interested in, or if you know someone that would be, please contact Ocala Aviation Services, 861-7484.
They've served our country. They've kept us free. And they need your help.
We're sitting in Veterans Park. You can't sit here not realizing that you're surrounded by heroes. There are a lot of heroes in our community. A lot of heroes, unfortunately, are not in good financial shape. They're hurting both physically and financially. We step in and help directly. Our role is to reach out to them. We're there to help the veteran. We do counseling. We do outreach. Sometimes it's just coming into the office and sitting down and saying, hey, I've got a problem, and you're talking to another veteran who understands that problem.
Everybody who works for the Vets Helping Vets are awesome, and they are so kind to everybody. They're like my second family. They really are.
They have been there during the holidays. I have gotten unexpected visits, assistance.
Vets Helping Vets of Marion County needs your help. Call today, 352-433-2320, and pledge your support to Vets Helping Vets of Marion County.
It really has been a blessing.
How much time? 30 seconds. I'm on right now. I don't believe you.
Okay. Enough kidding around.
Ho, 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 ho.
And now it's time for the Buddy Martin Sports Page.
He actually had me stay here last night in his gym. It's like I don't fit in. It's like I don't belong here.
Let's go talk to a couple of guys that never gamble.
Oh, see, I made Lewis a bet here. See, Lewis bet me that we couldn't both get rich and put you on the poll house at the same time. He didn't think we could do it.
Gambling is illegal at Bushwood, sir, and I never slide.
And now, here's Buddy.
Welcome back. This is how we usually introduce. Let's do it the right way. We like to do this on Southern Pigskin tonight. We say, here's Terry. TB in the studio. In the house, TB. Good to have you.
It's a little easier to do that from Thackerville, Oklahoma. Than
when we can get you on buddy boy.
Good to have our wives in the studio.
That's this Tammy or Joni? I forget.
This is ask them. Say, how have you enjoyed the show so far? And then they whispered out, "We haven't been listening." That seems to be our problem with our show.
It is. Yeah.
If our wives won't listen, how can we expect anybody else to listen?
We could have 53 listeners if they would listen. But that's just how it is. Terry, talk to me about Fox a little bit. For folks, know you, of course, every Sunday you tee it up with a Fox NFL Sunday, and you're good friends with the whole crew. You guys have a good time on that show.
Yep.
Why is that? Because of the chemistry? Is it because of the chemistry? Is it because you're funny, or because what? What is it? What works for you?
I'm sorry, buddy. Just a stupid
I can't reach your phone over here, but I will slap you on the hand. I can't reach you, but talk about the crew.
It's a unique and rare moment when you can put together four guys, three actually. Jimmy, Howie, and myself have always been together. We brought Kurt in when James Brown left for CBS.
Kurt Menefee.
And then we brought Kurt in. I auditioned Kurt for Fox, and then I called Howie and Jimmy and said, "This is the guy we're going to sign." And I called the Scott Ackerson at Fox and said, "This is the guy we want to sign. Don't want to mess with it. I don't want to audition anybody else. This is the guy." And I knew immediately that was the guy. And so the other guys, I just told them, "This is the guy we're signing." And So the chemistry is carried over with Kurt. Kurt's actually probably, no doubt, what is a Rhodes Scholar?
Smart guy.
Smart as all get out. He even knows the head coach at, are you paying attention, Tom?
No,
There you go,
no, I'm
your
not. I'm
fingernails
turning
over
my
there.
phone
How
off.
are we going to excel here?
Turning my
tonight?
phone off.
Turn your phone off. He even knows the head coach at Jacksonville,
Which you did not.
which I did not. Still don't.
But you got it
But
right
when
today.
they start winning,
you got it
I'll-
right today when you answered the question.
I
got Gus.
I said. No, I actually said Gus Jackson. He's good.
on the air. On the air, you said Gus Jackson.
But it's just a good chemistry that it just doesn't happen. It just really, it's God intervention that it's worked for 23 years and people can't copy it. They can't capture it in a bottle. They try. They bring in new personality. They bring in bigger personalities. Sugar, and the bigger the personality, obviously we'll take audience away from Fox. The thing that's taken audience away from Fox is everybody's got a pregame show, and cable now, there's 15,000 pregame shows. Even Fox Sports 1 has a pregame show. And after a while, if I'm sitting at home, I'm going to go to church. You hear that? Where'd the preacher go? Well, now that he's gone, I'd be having Bloody Marys early in the morning. But I wouldn't watch these things.
No.
And our show was so special and so cool.
Number one this year again.
Still, it's been number one for years. And still gaining. It's not doing the 7s and the 8s that we once did. We're down now to 3s, which is huge. But for all the reasons I named.
Fragmented.
It's just, exactly. Exactly. And I don't understand why we continue on with the pregame show that's only doing a 2 or 3. Why don't we just come straight out of whatever and go right into the games? I mean, I'm cutting my own throat here, but
I hope it didn't go to Fox.
Well, you know what?
This is the Fox station here, just so you know that, okay?
Right. I didn't say that. What did I say?
What? I didn't hear it.
When?
I didn't hear it.
I didn't. Talking about me? I didn't say anything. So,
Nothing we can't edit out.
Anyway, no. But it's a rare thing to put those people together. And then we bring in Michael Strahan to keep our numbers down because we're all in our 60s. And so with Michael coming in, we lower our average, and then Peyton will be dropping out. And I've already told Fox I know my days are numbered because Peyton will probably come in and take my spot, and then.
What would you do after that?
Well, Tammy and I we're looking at moving back to Florida, and she took up golf.
Tammy did.
I love playing golf with her. And not only is she a good-looking gal, she's got a great swing, and I enjoy playing golf with her. I never thought I'd live to see the day that I'd say, I play golf with my wife, because my friends say, you crazy, you stupid, what's the matter with you? But I do enjoy playing golf with her.
Does she enjoy playing golf for you? That's the question.
She does. She does. And so I would do. I'd still do corporate speaches, which I've
you
done
do
for
30
over
a year.
About 30. And
spoke to a bunch of lawyers.
I would probably. I am selling out. I am selling all my cattle. By September, I'll sell all those, and then I'll keep my quarter horses till the ranch sells, and then when it sells, I'll probably, be done with those, and then we'll stay in the thoroughbred business, because that's really the only place we've made money in the animal business, been in thoroughbreds, and we'd like to travel.
So
just
15
travel.
more years.
And we live in Hawaii, and we want to spend more time in Hawaii.
I don't blame you. Who wouldn't?
Yeah. So,
15 years on the show, you'll call it a day after 15 more.
I'm going on 22, and that gives me 37.
There you go.
And I'll be about. She'll be wheeling me out and wiping the drool off. It's time for Terry.
Oh my goodness!
Keep those cards and letters coming in, folks.
We're going to take a break now. These nice folks have some questions. We're going to do the Terry mailbag.
That was funny.
That was very funny, Terry. And he'll have a few questions for TV, so line up, get ready. Coming up next, it's Terry's Human Mailbag right here on the Voice of Ocala.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local.
Great job, Tom.
The Source.
When you were a kid, you had all sorts of toys. Toy cars, boats, trucks, entire toy boxes full of fun.
Of course, you never really outgrow your toys, do you? It's just that now, instead of a box full, you have a garage full. Cars, trucks, boats, motorcycles, ATVs, and more. As you get older, your love of toys just gets stronger. So protect those toys the best way possible by switching to Allstate. An Allstate agent can help do the switching, paperwork, bundle all your policies together, and even find you a bunch of discounts. So if you love your toys, make sure you protect your toys by making one call to an Allstate agent.
Protect all your toys with Allstate and the McDonald Agency. Established in 1985, we have offices in Ocala and the Villages to better serve you. Give us a call at 622-2333. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability.
Are you in good hands?
Does osteoarthritis bring frustration with every step? Do pain and stiffness affect your everyday activities? If so, you may be interested in a research study for the treatment of pain associated with osteoarthritis. Rinstar Medical Research is conducting a research study of an investigational medication for individuals between the ages of 40 and 75 and who have been treated for the pain associated with osteoarthritis for at least 3 months. Qualified participants will receive study-related medical care and investigational medication. Compensation for time and travel will be provided. To learn more about this osteoarthritis study, please call Rinstar Medical Research in Ocala at 352-629-5800. Again, that's 352-629-5800. Whenever you're searching for an attorney, you want somebody with knowledge who has a commitment to our community and our state. Such is the case with Daniel L. Hightower, PA lawyer. In everything from car and other motor vehicle accidents, work accidents, personal injury, and wrongful death cases. Daniel L. Hightower also handles Social Security disability and bankruptcy. Call him today at 352-629-7777 or check out danhightower.com. Daniel L. Hightower, fighting for accident victim justice since 1976.
They've served our country. They've kept us free. And they need your help.
We're sitting in Veterans Park. You can't sit here not realizing that you're surrounded by heroes. There are a lot of heroes in our community. A lot of heroes, unfortunately, are not in good financial shape. They're hurting both physically and financially. We step in and help directly. Our role is to reach out to them. We're there to help the veteran. We do counseling. We do outreach. Sometimes it's just coming into the office and sitting down and saying, hey, I've got a problem, and you're talking to another veteran who understands that problem.
Everybody who works for the Vets Helping Vets are awesome, and they are so kind to everybody. They're like my second family. They really are.
They have been there during the holidays. I have gotten unexpected visits, assistance.
Vets Helping Vets of Marion County needs your help. Call today, 352-433-2320, and pledge your support to Vets Helping Vets of Marion County.
It really has been a blessing.
Get it for less at the DIY Home Center outlet. Get top quality real wood cabinets the same or less than the big box stores are selling the cheap stuff. And that's not all. Drywall screws big box stores are $6.47 a pound. At DIY, only $4.99. Plus, DIY has the largest selection of mobile home parts and accessories anywhere. From carpet to doors, get the DIY supplies you need for less. The DIY Home Center outlet. We are your building material closeout store. 2191 Northwest 10th Street, just 2 miles east of I-75.
Hi, this is Brad. I want to take a moment to talk about a serious issue. In the next 5 years, the aviation industry is projected to have a shortage of commercial pilots. Now is the time to start training. Ocala Flying Club has started a scholarship for the youth of Marion County ages 17 to 24. The club will donate up to $4,000 towards a pilot's license. This will help get the student on their way to obtaining their commercial pilot license. If this sounds like something you would be interested in, or if you know someone that would be, please contact Ocala Aviation Services, 861-7484.
Back Buddy Sports Page, we got a lot of fun going on here, and live at the Paddock Mall, WSA Studios, Terry Bradshaw, Tammy here visiting our town, and we're going to have the human mailbag, and Terry has this mailbag every week. Hey, TerryBradshaw@gmail.com, except this is live and in person. First up, our friend Raul Razdan, who is doing a great job on our website at OCU. So, Raul, got a question for Terry?
Hello. Yeah, nice to meet you, Terry.
Thank you.
I was actually in Pittsburgh in '75 when you guys were in for the first time. I'm just curious, when the story of the day, Deflategate, what do you think about all that stuff?
First of all, I think it's unfortunate, Raul. I think it took on a journey that I never expected, because when it first came out last year, I kind of got a chuckle at it. Yeah. Because we most of us quarterbacks know how difficult it is to grip and throw a brand new football that's out of the bag. And if you go back to 2007, that was the year that Peyton Manning and Tom Brady went to the NFL and led a charge against the NFL football, and that the home team now would present its own game balls to the referee. Mm-hmm. Instead of it being controlled outside of the home, it would be in the NFL. So they were the two guys that led the charge and got it done. So you provide 12 footballs. I believe it's 12, is it, buddy? I
think so.
Something like that. Anyway, so I thought it was kind of comical when with the deflation thing, because in the second half they put the air back in the ball and they scored 28 unanswered points. Went to the Super Bowl. Brady was 37 for 51 with the right amount of air. So it really had no bearing on the Colt game. People say, well, he did it games before. No, Barry, it's a great football team and a great quarterback. I just found it sad that now it took on a journey and people got after him, and the Deflategate and then Spygate, and it just started snowballing to the point to where we saw the ruling, and now Brady's come under fire as a cheater and a liar, and I just find that to be tragic. I'm not one that falls in the line of saying that domestic violence far gathers my attention more so than a pound and a half air in a football. If I got to take an air out of some of those footballs in Pittsburgh in cold weather, trust me, I would have done it. And I wouldn't have thought about getting caught. And if I'd have got caught, I'd have just said, yeah. I took some air out. And then they spank you, slap you on your hand. And I think what happened, they just got into a deal and they kept pushing it through the Super Bowl. And then they're going to do an independent study and they're going to get a finding. And they come to find out that Brady, they had the guys and they putting the air out, and Tom had to have known about it. So therefore, the $1 million fine, the first and fourth round pick are taken away, and Brady gets suspended for 4 games. Normally in a suspension, they'll tell you, we're going to give you, we really won't behind doors, so we're going to give him 2 games. We've got to give him 4 because there's going to be an appeal. And in the appeal, you give them back something, and you get the 2 games you wanted anyway. Right. And now, but Tom's so-called not cooperating, not turning over electronic media. What is that? Is that the right stuff? Electronic data.
Data from his phone.
Emails and texts from his cell phone. He wouldn't do that. So perception is he's hiding something. You know how perception works. And so therefore he's now, come under fire tremendously. I mean, he has come under fire to where people thought he should be suspended for the whole year. And it all started out with me personally thinking it was comical, and now I think it's a little bit crazy.
You had no idea this was going to happen. Thank you, Ro.
Yeah,
you had no idea this. You said this is not going to happen. Nothing's going to happen.
Buddy, I told you I didn't think anything was going to happen. Right. I never thought they would do anything.
Right.
And I do know that the NFL had told the Patriots after Spygate that if there was ever another incident came up where the integrity of the game came into call, that the punishment would be severe. And
prior
yeah. So this has a lot to do with that.
Kaz has a question.
Hey, Kaz.
Hey, this is a total girl question.
Oh, well, I'm not a girl. Yeah, I was going to say, well, I'm a girl, but go.
A question
yes,
from
Kaz.
a girl. Tell us a little about your experience at Louisiana Tech and your friendship with Duck Dynasty's
Phil Robertson?
Yes.
Well, I went to Louisiana Tech primarily because of Coach IA. Coach IA had pro football teams would come to Louisiana Tech because we ran what was called then the West Coast offense.
You're in the West Coast offense then?
Yes.
Wow, you're way ahead of your
And
time.
oh God, it was complicated. And Coach Tom Landry's staff, and the San Diego Chargers, and all these people would come to Coach IA in the spring game and sit in and to learn about his offense. And so I went to Louisiana Tech actually I'd actually signed with LSU and didn't go to LSU for a lot of reasons, and Tech was my option. Actually, I couldn't. We don't start. Anyway, so I'm not going there. So I went to Tech, and the guy I was behind was Phil Robertson. You know, Duck Dynasty, happy. Guy cared nothing about football. He was talented as all get out, but he just didn't care anything about it. He just wanted to hunt. He just wanted to fish. I thought I beat him out my freshman year. I thought I beat him out my sophomore year, and I couldn't get a break. But do you know this? Do you know that I transferred to Florida State?
That's I do.
And got here.
Drove to Florida State.
Drove.
They told
In
you
the
to
process
go
of transferring.
Bill Peterson.
I went to back when they had phone booths. And, you know, it was like Mission Impossible. Yes, in 30 seconds, that's what it is. And I went to a phone booth. My brother Gary and I had driven there and selling Coca-Cola bottles to get gas money. You could get 5 cents for a Coca-Cola bottle. And we would gather up as many Coca-Cola bottles that wouldn't break and put them in the car, sneak out, and cash them in at a store, and that's where we got our money for gas. And we went there and called the athletic department. Hey, it's Terry Bradshaw, and I'm here. And they said, we don't know who you are or what you want. And my advice to you is that you better just turn around and go back wherever it is you came from. And that was the story.
Wow.
And I went, but I'm coming here to transfer it at a click. I just left Tech. I got no home. So we stole more Coke bottles.
Wait, is the preacher here? Hold on.
And we drove back, and
good thing you did.
Went back and you know, they fired IA and they brought in Maxie Lambright, and
there you go. Rest is history. Chris Spears has a question for you, Terry. Our friend Chris Spears has a good question for you.
Hey, Chris, how you doing, man?
Awesome. I'm also a father of 2 beautiful girls, and I've heard you speak before about your girls and how special.
I have 3 daughters.
3 daughters. How special they are to you, and what do you think with Father's Day coming up made that relationship? What did you do, or did kind of just to hear you talk about your girls? You're just so all in. I mean, it's just.
Well, they're my girls.
Your girls.
Yeah, I mean, you know the difference between dad and daddy, don't you? A dad is just a conversation. Daddy, you better get ready because something's coming up that. Daddy, you got a girl, you know, Daddy.
One of them is listening right now in Pennsylvania.
Oh, hey.
Hi, Rebecca.
Hey, Rebecca. My relationship with my girls is good. They're totally different, which is good. One's a horseman, a marketing. She's a head marketer for 50 law firms, or 50 lawyers. Smart girl, real smart. Erin. But a great horseman, multiple world titles in pleasure. She rides pleasure horses, paint horses. Stands a horse called John Simon. Dates a guy from Iowa, is a great horseman. I'm really crazy about him. So she's a really, really, really good girl. And the oldest daughter, Rachel's a singer-songwriter from Nashville, went to Belmont, and great gal. And she's, for all the listeners out there, she has a band now called Stella James, and they just toured Florida and did that songwriter thing down the Keys, buddy. Yeah. And so she's touring with a group called Stella James, and if you can go online, or how you say that? Online.
He's high tech. You know.
Download their music. Stella James Band, and you'll see it. I don't know how you do all that, but they're great gals, and I definitely am blessed. And then my other daughter lives in Hawaii, great volleyball player, and is now going to be coaching basketball and volleyball. But she's also what does she do with the people that are rehab?
Geriatrics. She works in
geriatrics. She's a really great gal. I have one granddaughter named Zuri. So I got 3 girls. They all adore me. I spoil them rotten. And I'm a blessed man like you are, and like you are, like anybody. There's nothing like girls. I don't have a boy. So the Scott, my youngest boyfriend, he could possibly be, I could welcome him into the fold. Rachel lost her husband back in October, started dating again, so I'm kind of holding reservations on this guy. Shouldn't say that. Don't say that.
We're streaming live of this. So
Streaming live on. Hey, I'm going to take all that back because I got to see him tomorrow at my ranch. God bless him. He's a good guy. Good guy. So I got good. They're spoiled rotten, but they're good, and they love their daddy.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
All right,
They
Chris,
do.
thank you very much. And John Brantley, you have a question? You remember John? We talked about John, his illustrious career at Florida.
Real quick. Two guys I talked to today because I knew where I was going to be with you.
Scott?
Scott Brantley asked about you, and
Yeah.
hopefully he's going to come by here
Good,
later.
good.
But Chris Collinsworth, you were talking about 7 and 8s on your scale of
Right.
how they evaluate that. And my longest day of my life ever playing golf was with JB, James Brown. Worst golfer I've ever been with. He looked the part, but he was all bag. Okay, he looks the part. So, but Chris Collinsworth.
You know, he played golf at Harvard.
He did.
JB did. Yeah.
Very sharp.
And he couldn't have been any good because he's got no athletic skills.
he walks up.
He tucks his
First hole
shirt
was a
inside
par
his underwear.
five.
What
He
is that?
looked at
Did you hear what I just said? Tucks his dress shirt inside his underwear. Now, only a geek does that. Am I right or wrong?
I don't know. How about JB? I love you, buddy. Love you.
Well, loving ain't got nothing to do with whether.
Well, we get on the first hole, and it's a par 5, and he looks over at me. He's got a brand-new Callaway bag and everything. He looks the part and everything. He says, John, what club do I use? And I said, because Dick LeBeau and I had won the 2 previous years. Dick LeBeau's a scratch golfer, and we'd won it. Chris said he was going to get me back. Well, he got me back with JB and everything. But Chris said he basically accelerated your next career, your second career and everything. But Collinsworth and those guys, what was that experience like being with those guys?
Collinsworth? Chris was amazing. Great talent. Smart guy, well prepared. A Florida guy, by the way. You know that?
He was a receiver at Florida.
Yeah, he played with it. Yeah.
Cadillac.
He was, he was just fun. He's a little different. He's a little wound a little different, but that's what made him special. It's like on Saturday I hang out with Jimmy Johnson, what you call in football. I don't never see Howie. He's studying tape. I'm not studying tape. Michael Strahan's flying in on his private jet from New York and got a gorgeous home there, so we don't see him. Kurt occasionally will pop up, but everybody's different. Chris was different, but that was good. You know,
he
that was
always
good.
told me those Saturdays with you guys, with
he'd
you
come on,
and
it was
everything.
fun,
that
man.
was the best time ever.
It was. We were together a lot and had tons of fun. And they'd have competitions with sit-ups and push-ups in my room. And I am the only. I had the poorest guy of the bunch would buy the satellite dish and put it in my room. It was like $7,000 for 5 months. A lot of money. And everybody would pile into my room to watch college football, and we'd have 3 TVs on, 3 different games on, and then they'd come in there and you couldn't watch a game because they loud mouths eating all my food, ordering stuff up. Bill would be $2,000. I'd try to pass it through Fox. That didn't always work. Kurt Menefee was the worst. He ordered stuff like Cornish hen. Who on Saturday during a college football game orders Cornish hen?
Somebody that tucks their shirt into their underwear. Well, Chris, let me tell you how he said it was the best time of his life.
Good man.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Did you see he got Augusta National shirt on?
He's a member.
Get out of here. Well, no, not yet.
Here's a guy that could drive your race car one day. He's going to Florida next year. Jake is No Break Jake, we call him.
What do you get, a race car scholarship?
He got a lot. Believe me, he got a scholarship better than a race car.
He got academic.
He's academic, yes,
Ooh.
he did, yes. And Jake Perkins, by the way, has been on our radio station for 5 years. His dad over here, of course, Carter. They do a great job racing around the state. He's a young up-and-comer. They call him No Breaks Jake. Jake has a question for you.
That's good.
Well, I would like to know ultimately about your relationship with Coach Gibbs, but more importantly, a lot of kids, this is the time of year we're all getting ready to graduate. A lot of young guys, a lot of young athletes.
You're not out of high school yet, huh?
I am still in high school. But a lot of guys getting ready to go off to college and pursue athletics or pursue academics. What kind of advice would you give to young people like myself getting ready?
Well, everybody has a stage of development emotionally and mentally, and by that I mean some come on later in life, some mature early in life, some are able to set goals immediately, and when they get into college, they immediately know what they want. And I would encourage everyone out there, don't put pressure on yourself to live up to someone else's expectations. The Bible says, be still, God will speak to you. And if you really, truly want to know which direction to go, then my suggestion is just be quiet and let those answers come to you. Don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a rush, because time will chart the course that you're going to be on. So many kids get there and they figure out their parents are saying, "Oh, you got to get out and you got to do this. Come be a lawyer. Come be." You know what? Be what you want to be, and don't do things for money. I need to take my own. Buddy, you listening again? What are you doing?
Yes, I got you.
fly all the way across the country,
listen, Jerry,
and you're not paying any attention. This is some of the best work I've done
Your
so far.
fans are all texting me questions over here. They want you to answer.
Tell them, hold up for a second.
Hold up for a second. Okay, go ahead.
But I would want kids, young people especially, is just to take their time and don't do things for money. Make sure you have a passion for it. When you have a passion for it, then I think you'll find happiness. We see way too many wealthy people that commit suicide because they're miserable. They have no purpose in life. They have no faith in their life. They don't know the direction they're going, but they can make money. So I would want everybody to just slow down a little bit. Put your cell phone down, and take some time spiritually, number one. Number two, act on what you feel in your heart and your stomach, and take the dollar sign off of it. And I think you'll truly find the happiness that you're looking for.
I think that's great advice. Thank you.
You bet.
Good job, TB.
No Jake. No breaks, Jake.
No breaks, Jake. You'll remember him.
that.
He's a heck of a driver too. All right, Tom, you want to take a break? Tom says we have to take a break. We'll come back. Other questions? We have a couple online. Plus, lots more to come with Terry Bradshaw right here on Buddy Sports Page.
How late we going tonight, Bubba?
About 9.
9 o'clock.
About 10 o'clock. 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local. The Source. Do you remember when summer was a celebration? No schools, no worries, just days packed with your favorite pastime. It was the splendid season you dreamed of all year long. But as you got older and busier, the summer seemed to lose its sparkle. Where did those carefree days go? Well, they're closer than you think. Summer's still sensational at Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club, where you can come out and play the grown-up way with our affordable summer memberships. Enjoy our championship golf course celebrating the game's greatest holes, hard-true tennis courts, and a state-of-the-art fitness center. Explore our stately 77,000-square-foot clubhouse and unwind at our relaxing spa. Don't forget the pool! It's a summer unlike any other, and it's yours with a Golden Ocala summer membership. You can call Golden Ocala at 629-6229 to inquire about a summer membership, or you can visit goldenocala.com to learn more. That's goldenocala.com.
Guy Harvey Checking is now exclusively available at Gateway Bank. With Guy Harvey Checking, you will receive Gateway's premium checking account plus several other Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation features, including membership to the Guy Harvey Hammerhead Nation, free Guy Harvey t-shirt, and an exclusive Guy Harvey debit card. At Gateway Bank, we will make a $50 donation to the Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation for every new account opened. This is just one more reason why people choose Gateway Bank. Sign up today for your exclusive Guy Harvey Checking account with Gateway. Details available at gatewaybankcfl.com, member FDIC.
People make all kinds of mistakes with life insurance, like having some coverage but not enough to keep your family in the house, or only having life insurance through work and then losing your job. Want to avoid those mistakes? Get an Allstate agent. They can help you get the coverage your family needs at an affordable price. Are you in good hands?
Hey, this is Kevin McDonald. Make your family your priority. Let's get together and review your life insurance today.
Life insurance offered by Allstate Life Insurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois, and Lincoln Benefit Life Company, Lincoln, Nebraska.
Johnny, what are you doing in the bathroom? What are you saying? Wait, where are your toy cars? Oh no, tell me you didn't. Honey, call Mike Scott Plumbing.
I didn't do anything.
For once, that's true, but little Johnny flushed his toys down the toilet and now it's broke.
No. I'll get the phone. What's the toll-free number?
866-314-4443.
Got it. 866-314-4443.
Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, they do it. At Mike Scott Plumbing, from the moment you walk through the doors, it's evident that quality is key. From our fully stocked parts department to our fully trained service technicians who can help with anything from a clogged drain to your irrigation system and even servicing your entire septic system. Visit one of our beautiful showrooms in Hernando or in Wildwood and let us show you how to turn your kitchen and bath dreams into reality. Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it.
May is Watch Month. It's also a time to start thinking about that special graduate in your life. A terrific line of watches at Goss & Son Jewelers will make the perfect gift for that graduate. Rolex, Tag Heuer, Philip Stein. For graduation, birthdays, anniversaries, check out the line of fine watches and jewelry at Goss & Son Jewelers just to say I love you. Goss & Son Jewelers, the oldest Rolex jeweler in Central Florida. Downtown Ocala for 65 years.
Hi, it's Lisa Midget, owner of the Proper Tease Salon in downtown Ocala. We are a Wella Professional Color Global Elite Salon, which basically means we really know what we're doing for your hair. We also specialize in Brazilian blowouts, hot heads extensions, and fabulous haircuts for men and women. We are located across from the downtown post office next to Southside Deli. Call us today for your appointment at 352-351-1771 or visit our website, properteasesalon.com. The Proper Tease Salon, giving classy a kick in the sassy. Come see us.
Welcome back to the hot show, Buddy Martin's sports page with special guest, TV star, personality, movie star, great singer, cute as a button.
Humble.
Tom, our producer.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Tom, I don't know your last name.
He's my best friend, though.
Yeah, he's my best friend.
Yeah, my mic is on.
The
My
only
mic's
reason
on,
that
buddy.
we got Terry today was because Tom got his best friend to come. So
The only reason he's
appreciate
here
it,
today is he wanted to see what the it is on, buddy. Believe me, my mic's on.
Okay.
He wanted to see what the voice looked like. That's what it was. He was like, he thought I was going to be some squat 70-year-old. He found out I was a squat 50-year-old.
Terry, now does he look like his voice at all?
No, not at all.
What did you expect? What did you expect?
I expected. I seriously, I thought it'd be
older,
bigger, taller.
Little guy, isn't he?
Well, his voice says he's big.
Yeah, but he's not big.
But he's
Have you
not big.
seen my stomach?
No. I mean, I figured you around 6'2", 6'3".
If I would have, you'd have met me because you'd have been doing analysis of me.
Yeah. Oh, is that right? Oh. In other words, you'd have been something
I tell
out there
people,
on that playing
all the
field.
time.
I got you.
If I was 6'2", I could have played football for real.
You never can go do a face. You never think, well, I wonder what the guy looks like. But I knew you were a big guy, but I thought you'd be taller. And not that you're not
Famous
tall
last.
enough.
No, I'm short.
Let him tell you what his acronym is for Tom. What is it, Tom? With TOM? What does that stand for?
If you want to email me at tom@WOCA, T is in Tom, O is in obnoxious, M is in me at WOCA.com.
His show is all about Tom. We know.
Well, yeah.
Exactly. We have a question for you. Who is it?
My name is John Lombardi.
Hi, John. How are you?
Hey, John. Nice to meet you.
You got a question for Terry?
I can actually turn around and shake hands with him.
Yes, you can.
John, lean in.
See, I used to think forever that Buddy would do the mailbag thing. I used to think you just made those questions
I
up
did.
from all those people.
I made them up.
I never heard of any of those towns.
Oh, they're all towns. They're all actual towns here.
But you made the questions up. Was that you doing the questions?
No, your writers, right? Your people writing in.
They write it.
So they really were writing in.
Yes.
Hey, I have a question here that says, will you tell the taxi cab story about the guy who said he knew you? We'll tell that one in a minute. What's your question, John?
I just want to say, Terry, number one, I'm a huge fan. I watched you when you played in Pittsburgh, and you were just phenomenal. And
can't say enough of what kind of player you were. I was just wondering if you had any particular play throughout your career that you remember that just sticks out in your mind.
Oh, wow. You know what, really, the number one play for me, and I know the number one play in the NFL has been for years, is the Immaculate Reception, but really that's not the play. The play that I'm most fond of was the last play against, you ready, buddy?
Mm-hmm.
Northwest State Demons.
Directional school.
Yeah, directional school. And they were our arch rival in college, and we're playing the only time we played in front of 10,000 people was this game at the Louisiana Fairgrounds in Shreveport. And we'd have about 22,000 there. And we were behind with, I don't know, 8 seconds or so left. And we had 88 yards to go, and I dropped back in the end zone. Bombs away, hit Ken Liberto in stride on about the other 30-yard line. And he stumbled into the end zone, and we beat them. The place had emptied. Louisiana Tech fans and all the fraternities and they had emptied and headed to the lakes for their party. And we all showed up after the game to the parties, and nobody believed that we had won the game. No, we won the game. Nobody believed us. But that because the Immaculate Reception was a boing, boing, boing. I didn't see it. This play I saw. Yeah. And so that's my number one play. Because I love college so much anyway.
Yeah. There you go. Hunter, you got a question for Terry.
I got a two-part question for you, Mr. Bradshaw.
What you got, Hunter?
My question is, first of all, what's the easiest way to put up with Buddy Martin?
Well,
the
good thing about radio is you can just turn that dial.
I can't turn that dial. I got to sit here all the time and deal with it.
That would be the best way. Just like television, just click, turn the channel.
I hear you. My second question is: outside of football, what's the biggest challenge you faced in life?
Biggest challenge. Waking up tomorrow would be kind of cool, wouldn't it? I think just being a good guy.
I hear you there.
It's hard to be nice to people all the time, and it's a drain and a strain because as a public person, nobody knows that you've got family problems or health issues or financial problems, but when you go outside your doors and you're in public, it's important that you greet your fans with respect, and it can at times wear you out. It can be burdensome, and so I tell everybody to practice things, and that's one of the things I practice really hard is not to let people get me down, because people not only can be irritating, they can be mean, they can be hateful, but they still have that right to do that. And when I'm out in public, I owe them that respect, even though I don't like a lot of times. So I work really hard at being a good guy. That's one. I could probably name 20. That's just one that
Yesterday at Starbucks, Tammy, you saw it. Oh my gosh, that was unbelievable. You had the patience of Joe.
Where was that Starbucks? We'll call them out, right? Tampa Starbucks. I don't know what street this is on, but my God.
Tammy, you want to tell the story?
Hey, a small coffee is a small black coffee, not a grande, hutte, calf slobber, cinnamon, mocha, whatever. Gee, man,
that wasn't the worst part. Terry ordered the coffee. He said, I want a
small black coffee.
Regular coffee, black coffee, and that threw him for a curve. But then we ordered 2 other drinks, and then we went over to get the drinks, and they didn't have the mocha that you wanted, right? So went back again, said, did we get our drinks? And says, yeah, I'll check on it. Come back, wait a minute. So, no, we'll make that now. Make it. We're in a hurry. We just stopped for a cup of coffee. Tammy had gone to the restroom, came back. We're sitting there. We still don't have the coffee. 10 minutes goes by. We'll make it. And so finally we get the coffee, and then the trainee behind the counter walks out, comes over and said, can I get a picture, Mr. Bradshaw? I just love you so much. He said, sure. She walks up and gets her camera. She clicks it, her phone, right? Clicks it once, not working. Does it again. Clicks it another time, and Terry said, I think you got the same thing. Clicks it a third time. Yeah, he's waiting, not saying anything. Clicks it again, fourth time. Terry said, I don't think you're fine. Yeah, we'll get those. Clicks it the fifth time. He's sitting there. I'm saying, we got to go. I'm sorry, man. And finally, she says to her girlfriend, would you take a picture for me, right? The other girl goes out, asked her to go get her camera, by the way. She didn't have it. Brings it over, and this guy sits through it all and took the picture. And then we got done. Tammy said, I'm not going to be happy with that picture because they took it. I can't see Terry's face after all that.
It is.
Amazing. I tell you. Hey, I got a request to tell. Yeah. Request to tell a story real quick. All right. Said the time you and I and some guys are in New York and we rent a cab.
Yeah, but how come I don't remember this?
You'll
story?
remember. I'll
Okay,
tell you.
All right.
We always talk to the cab driver.
Okay.
He didn't know who we were. We just got in the car.
Oh, I do. When you asked about me.
Yeah. No, I said, what's the most famous person you ever had in your cab? He's a New Yorker.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was probably Terry Bradshaw. I said, really?
I'm in the cab.
He's in the back seat.
I'm in the back seat. I'm in the back
I
seat.
said, no kidding. You had Terry Bradshaw? Said, oh, yeah. I said, no kidding. That's pretty cool. I said, what if I told you Terry Bradshaw was in the back of your cab? You remember that? That's not him. He said,
That's funny.
That's amazing.
The other funny was
he made you show a driver's license. You had to show him your driver's license.
Well, I don't think he still believed me though.
No,
that's not. The time we came out of an eatery.
Yeah.
And the guy says, "What's the greatest donation?"
What's the greatest nation in the world?
Greatest nation in the world. I said, United Nations. Then I said, because I'm thinking nation, United Nation. Then I'm thinking, nation. Oh, that'd be United States. Oh, no. I said, well, then you got me there. What's the greatest nation? He said, that'd be a donation.
Give me $1.
Give me $1. And I gave him $5.
Yeah.
About a month later.
That's not all.
No,
a year later, Terry.
Was it a year
later?
Crossing 6th
Avenue.
Avenue in New York with Buddy. Little guy comes strolling, weighed about 120 pounds, just singing up a storm, pushing his cart, this home. If his cart comes the light, hundreds of people crossing, and he sees me, and he swings his cart around and starts walking with me. His shopping cart. He says, "Hey, Bradshaw, what's the greatest nation, brother?" And I said,
Big old grin on your face.
Yeah. And I said, you know what? That's got to be a donation. He went, "Wah! You work in the streets." Here. And he tries to give me all his money.
One of the greatest.
Oh, boy.
One other time, Rebecca up in Wild Missing says, remember the time when we were working there and you all went to see Saturday Night Live?
Yep.
And you and Greg was Gumble and
right.
Rebecca, and I had to join you later, and you're running down the street and Rebecca breaks her heels
Picked
off.
her up.
He picked her up and carried her for 3 blocks of the Saturday Night Live like that. So that's always good.
Then we met the Crows. What's the name? Black Crows.
Black Crows and Meg Ryan.
And Meg Ryan that night.
That night at the after party.
And the Black Crows sent their guy to come in and say hello. We wanted me to say hello to him. I walked in sober and I walked, "Hey, baby!" Boy, there was some stuff going on in that room. Oh, my God.
The worst thing, they're all real skinny, Terry came back and said, them boys need to be worms.
We got some stories, man. Oh my God.
Tell the barbecue story. Where you had barbecue sent to CBS.
Well, what I did, folks, was I wanted to reward all the people at the end of the year for all the hard work we done on NFL Today, CBS NFL Today. And there's probably, what, buddy, 20 or 30 people in the studio there that
35, maybe.
Yeah. So I
kind of like this.
Yeah. So I hired a firm to make tons of barbecue, enough to feed really 100 people. And it took this guy 2 days, and we packaged it up with the sauce and everything, potato salad, coleslaw, the beans. And we froze it, and I shipped it to New York to surprise everybody on the NFL Today. We go after the show, we'd all go next door, and it'd be a huge room, and that's where dinner would be served. Well, I had all the barbecue set up, potato salad, and everybody's so excited to get my barbecue. Only problem was the people that at CBS, when the food showed up, didn't put it in the freezers. It got there on Friday. They left it out
till Sunday.
So y'all can imagine, a large portion had spoiled. Everything on top that got cooled off spoiled. Everything in the middle before they got it out and warmed up. It was fine. Well, I went over. They had it laid out. I took a bite of the roast beef or whatever it was we had, and I went, ugh, this is no good. I spit it out and didn't eat any more and went on about my business. Later on, an hour maybe, everybody got sick.
Real sick.
Throwing up all over the studio, gagging, dry heaves. The scours. You know what the scours are, right? I mean, Greg Gumbel was heaving a water hose, running to the bathroom. Everybody was fighting over all the men, women, same. It didn't matter. Grab a toilet seat, throwing up. You could hear. I mean, oh my God! And everybody got food poisoning. Buddy, you got it?
I didn't eat any of it.
Yeah, I didn't either. Why? Because I tasted it. It was bad. And then they accused me of deliberately sending. I'm trying to do something nice, and people actually got mad at me. The funniest one was John Zarnecki. Remember, he was throwing up. He couldn't even get inside his hotel door fast enough, and he puked all over the doorknob. His hands were slippery. He couldn't get his key in.
That's ugly visual.
Then he had to get on the plane. He was throwing up on the plane, flying all the way from New York to
I bet
L.A.
that was real funny. All right, we got time.
You want some more stories?
No. We got 3 minutes. I want to get this in real quick. 3 minutes before we go to the break. First of all, I want to get Tammy to tell this real quick. I have a request from somebody up in Pennsylvania. Says, please tell the story about Mel Tillis. At least, Terry, how did you keep from cracking up working with Mel Tillis? Just a short answer. They want to know. You guys had a lot of fun. You're laughing all the time. How'd you keep from cracking up?
I did. Well, I cracked up.
Yeah.
I didn't hold it back. Mel was just funny. Mel's just funny. He can't talk without being funny.
Yeah.
And so you just enjoyed it. And all the movies I did with Mel, and I've sung with Mel. I've been in Vegas with Frank Sinatra and Mel. I've done some great things. Mel, where are you? We're up here waiting on you. I mean, I've done some great things with Mel Tillis, one of the all-time great entertainers, great singer and songwriter. And one of my dear friends that I wish I could tell the story about when he called and said, "Hey, Bradshaw, you better call me. You call me. I want you to come to one of my pitching tournaments. Call me 941. We hang up. I meet him up at Belmont. He said, "How come you didn't call me back?" I was like, "I got 29 digits."
Oh, man. Our final question for Tammy. How do you put up with Terry Bradshaw? What do I know? What's the biggest challenge you got, Tammy?
Cute as a button, buddy.
Oh, that's it. But I get even.
Yeah.
I have
Yes,
my
you do.
moments. Ask him about the trunk at the foot of the bed.
Oh, what about the trunk at the foot of the
Well,
bed?
she's got this thing about scaring me.
We got
'cause
60
I'm
seconds.
really itchy.
Scaring you? Yes, you are.
I've had a few burglars, so I'm a little touchy.
Yeah.
I can't find her one night. I'm going to bed. I'm like, where is she? I'm looking all over the house. Where's Tammy? I saw her go to the back. I can't find her. So I'm for all you women out there. I help make the bed. I unmake it, put it up. I'm taking all the stuff off, and I'm going, where's Tammy? So I'm looking. Well, she hid and got under the bed one time and grabbed my foot, and I dang near wet down my britches leg. And so I'm looking. Something's up somewhere, and I'm walking. I go by this. We have this trunk, and she come flying out of that trunk. I'm telling you, buddy, I saw Jesus. I've never been so scared.
Well, it's been a fun 2 hours, a fun day. We've got about 30 seconds. Terry, thank you so much on behalf of all the people. By the way, let's give him a hand. And thank all of you for coming and for all the support of the station and whatever. And thanks to my friends for showing up. Tammy, thank you for. I know you do this a lot, and getting Terry to sit down be still for 2 hours. That's kind of a
Buddy,
tough thing.
sitting down with you is a pleasure.
Yeah.
You and Tom, all my friends doing this show.
Yeah. There's the music. Talk over it.
It's fun. I enjoy it, and you've been a great friend for many years. We've had our lapses where we've kind of split, which is normal when people move around country, from state to state. But
They'll be
we've
caught up.
always,
They're
kind of
caught
like
up.
the minute we hook up, it's like we
like
just
old
saw
times.
each other yesterday. And doing this show with you and everyone here, and it's been a real joy. And we're going to continue going and continue growing it. And if not, we'll just keep on doing it.
Terry, love you, man.
Love you,
Always
brother.
good to be with. Thanks for being here. Tammy,
Thank
thanks
you,
for being
buddy.
here. All right, very much. That's going to put a wrap on it for today. Thanks very much. And
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Don't forget those cards in the letter. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. Route 1, Box 1027. You can send all your money and donations to help me get out of jail. Thank you very much.
Stop by and say hello. It's a great way to get ideas for an event and experience for yourself how you can make your party time special.
Party Time Rentals, located on Southwest 10th Street, just off Route 200 in Ocala, and off Southwest 34th Street in Gainesville. For more information, call 352-629-8858. That's 352-629-8858. The party begins at Party Time.
The next drink is on Dave Del Rio at Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill. Just ask him for it. But don't wait. Show up soon because this offer isn't going to last very long. Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill will be filling up fast because their friends from the north are headed back that way soon. The good news is that seating is now available and Dave's buying the first drink. If you've been hearing about the crowd at Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill and couldn't get in, now you can see firsthand what your friends have been talking about. Great food. Try Chef Dave's tantalizing Floresiana menu. Great location. Check out those gorgeous sunsets over Lake Weir. Great people. Starting with Chef Dave Del Rio, who began his career in 1978. This spicy guy has been instrumental in opening over 100 restaurants. And he's buying you a drink. Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill, where there's little or no waiting these days. Come see what started out as Jay Eaton's dream almost 90 years ago. It's more awesome than ever.
Hi, I'm Tom Ingram, CEO of Gateway Bank, the new old-fashioned bank. Let us introduce you to Ocus, a simple way to bring your business online. Through this relationship, your business can have a fully functioning website in less than 30 minutes. We will also provide you support with social media, sales tracking, e-commerce, and online scheduling, which is all optimized for mobile users. Ocus, now at Gateway Bank, Silver Springs Boulevard, Ocala. Come visit our technology center for your total small business solution. I'm Tom Ingram, and I'll see you there.
On Mondays, AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will be speaking to Bern Pareso. She is our medical correspondent.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events served bite-sized.
And then Dr. John Ward is coming on. He's going to talk about the importance of hepatitis C testing.
Dr. Roger Hurst is an ordained Reform rabbi with a doctorate in Middle Eastern history. He's written a book called Nunavut, an Arctic thriller novel.
And then Matt Gibbs will be here from Sunrise Automotive. He'll be here answering your car questions on auto repair with personal care.
Sue Monk Kidd is an award-winning New York Times best-selling author. Her new book is titled The Invention of Wings.
And then Jane Wilkins-Michael is coming on. She's the host of the Jane Wilkins-Michael radio show, speaking about Long Live You. It's a book she wrote. It's your step-by-step plan to look and feel better than before. All of that plus fun with Joe on Mondays, AM Ocala Live, right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
Friday, May 29th, kicks off the second annual Ocala Bike Fest. It starts at Harley-Davidson of Ocala, where you'll find vendors, beer, food. It starts at 11 a.m. with a live DJ till 3 and live music from 3 to 7. Then Saturday starts off at Ocala Indian with a poker run at 10:30 a.m. It all ends up at ARC's main campus on Mare Camp Road, where you'll find bike games, 50-50 drawing, beer, and live music by the Blues Busters, Rusted Steel, and more. The best barbecue restaurants and food trucks in town are going to be there competing for the title of the Ocala Bike Fest's Best Barbecue, and most importantly, the chance drawing for the hardest decision you'll ever have to make. A brand new Harley or a brand new Indian? That's right. This year's winner will choose between the Harley or the Indian. Indian or the Harley? The 112-year battle continues. Which bike will go home with the lucky winner? The public is welcome to all events. No motorcycles needed. Come out, have fun, and help a great cause all at the same time. Friday and Saturday, May 29th and 30th. For more information, visit ocalabikefest.com.
Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion.
brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. Death by legal injection. The sentence for convicted Boston Marathon bomber Johar Tsarnaev. Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker praising the jury.
I sat in that courtroom every single day for a very long time, listened to the testimony, heard from the victims and their families, heard from the defense with respect to the part of the trial associated with determining the sentencing, and rendered a unanimous decision.
The defense tried to pin most of the blame on Tsarnaev's brother, but prosecutors portrayed him as an equal partner in the attack. U.S. officials confirm a helicopter that went missing in Nepal this week did crash, killing 6 U.S. Marines and 2 Nepalese soldiers.
The helicopter crew had been responding to the second strong quake to hit Nepal in the past 2 weeks. Radio chatter suggested the Huey had a possible fuel problem.
Fox's David Piper. The helicopter crashed in a mountainous region about 35 miles from Kathmandu. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Times sure have changed since Geico started saving people money over 75 years ago. We didn't have video games like today, but that's not to say we didn't have fun. One of my favorite games was Don't Get Kicked by the Goat. Now that's some real excitement, especially when someone lost. Yep, back then we knew 2 things: how to have a good time, and that Geico was always a good deal.
Geico, saving people money on car insurance for over 75 years.
At Napa Auto Parts, we got your car covered. Front to back, left to right. So whether you're looking for a driver's side window motor or a glove box light bulb, you can easily get what you need. Just go to NapaOnline.com. Reserve it now and pick it up in store later. Check it out now and we'll stop messing with your speakers. Or maybe not. Conquer the job with Napa Know-How. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores.
This is a public notice. Local residents can now save thousands of dollars on their next car, truck, or SUV. It's not a tent sale, because no tent is big enough to hold this many cars. It's OcalaForSale.com. Say goodbye to sticker shock. OcalaForSale.com has thousands of vehicles with no stickers at all. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge, undercutting, less proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service.